second. I'm setting up my GoPro. The way I had it is not going to work because of the give me just a minute, guys. Got to do a little switch out here. Hold on a second, guys. Switch a couple things around. Got an umbrella attached to my camera stand today, so in the view of the GoPro footage, so I'm having to move a microphone and put the GoPro in its place, so just a second. So you guys, I'm here at the state capitol in Salem, Oregon. There's a rally here today. Stop the Steal. I think I named it something different today. Rearranging some equipment right now. Once I get that done, I'll walk in the rest of the way. Go. I had to go stop and get some gloves. It's kind of cold out here, and the gloves I got, they're my only option. Dang it. And you'll see them in a second. I'll show you why they're not the greatest option for me right now. It's really frustrating. I had it all set up, all good to go, and the umbrella is in the way of the GoPro footage, so I have to change it. Almost done though. Almost. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm changing my camera setup right now. I'll be walking into the rally here in just a minute. I'm in Salem, Oregon. The Stop the Steal event. Many people believe that there's widespread voter fraud going on right now, so they're coming out to speak, let their voice be heard on that. Having difficulties with my GoPro setup right now, so it'll be just a second. that piece off finally. Right. All right. I think I actually got my stuff together now. All right. Not quite there yet. There's more people up there, but I'm not a couple blocks away. Is my audio working great? All right, thank you, Mark. I'm walking into the area right now. I drove around the perimeter earlier. Didn't get too close, but I saw there was a gathering here. It's actually not as nasty out right now as it was like an hour ago. So, one of those Oregon days where you can't decide what layers to put on. No matter what you choose, you're going to be either too cold, sweaty, and gross. So I didn't get to go to DC. I was kind of on the fence about it all week if I wanted to go or not, because honestly, it's just very financially draining to go to those events. I try to figure out how to do like sustainable advertising or whatnot, but every one of those travel events has kind of been a financial loss. So I really wanted to go, but I don't know. I was on the fence, and I decided to last night at the last minute. I decided, or the night before last, I decided to buy a ticket, and I went through Expedia, and I had my ticket all ready to go, and it was booked. And then for some reason, some kind of computer glitch happened, and the itinerary I was sent an email was not the itinerary that I had screenshot when I paid for. The flight, return flight, was gonna want me to leave the event before it even started in DC. It was weird. Anyways, I called Expedia and talked to them. They told me all they could do was cancel it, but then I couldn't book again, and they weren't gonna refund my money for a couple days. So I didn't want to tie up twice as much money in there and risk still not being able to go. Anyways, the booking didn't work out, so that's why I'm in Salem today instead, so we'll just film this. There's plenty of people in DC today, and I'm kind of, on some sense, I'm kind of glad I didn't go because none of their streams are working that well because the towers are so overloaded there. So many people. So I'd have been frustrated if I was there and my stream wasn't working. Yeah, I'm pretty warm already. Alright, you guys, I'm at the Oregon State Capitol in Salem. This is the State Capitol building to my left here. Got a little bit of a turnout showing up so far. Got a little runny nose because of the mask and the coldness outside. So you're gonna have to listen to me sniff like Zavo. Can't say his name. Zizek all day. I promise I don't have a coke addiction. I'll just do a walk around here real quick. See who's here. See what's going on. That's the Capitol building there. Check my GoPro here. Looks good. Oh, I had to stop and get gloves at the last minute and I couldn't find any. So these are the gloves I've gotten. I turned them inside out so I could hide that a little bit when I'm gripping something. That's manly, right? But then there's a ho ho ho. And then a Santa Claus. So quite the turnout today. I was unsure if anybody was going to turn out because the weather was so nasty. So there's quite a few people out here. Hello. People are giving me the stink eye right now. There seems to be a couple hundred people out here today. Hey man, how you doing?
Okay.
This is a man that was attacked. Well, his truck was attacked here last week. I do have an interview that's going to be put out later tonight, with him from a couple days ago, and some footage of him being surrounded by Antifa at the event last week. And I'm going to put up his Cash App to try to replace those stolen tires or slash tires. So, how you doing today, man?
Doing okay.
Yeah?
Doing okay.
Well, it's good to see you coming back out after your event last week.
Yeah, we got to be out here.
Yeah?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I was going to stay home today, and I thought, you know what? I got to be out there.
Yeah, you got to get back on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially after something like that happens to you.
Yeah, I can't stay as long as I did last weekend, but because I got some stuff I got to take care of at home today.
Yeah.
But I'm out here.
Yeah.
So. And we need more of us out here.
Right on. For those of you watching, just to reiterate, this was the man that was surrounded on his truck last week at this event here Saturday. He was he had to get back up in the back of his truck because they surrounded him and mobbed him. They ended up slashing his tires and stealing his license plate. As I said, I do have an interview with him, about 45 minutes long. I'm going to be putting out the edited short little clip of that later tonight, and then linking the long interview maybe out tomorrow. He does have a Cash App that we set up so that the Patriots wanted to help him replace his tires that were stolen, kind of stand together with everybody and just show that we're going to support each other. So things like that happen to help each other not suffer the cost of that alone. Can you say your Cash App for me right now?
Do you say the $ in front of it, or
you
just
can,
the
it
rest
doesn't
of
matter.
So it's $LTB tires slashed. All one word, all lowercase.
So that's his Cash App, $LTB tires slashed, all one word. And if you guys want to throw a buck or two up, if we had 1,000 people or 500 people, that would cover his loss pretty quickly. So I do hope that we can see the Patriots helping each other out in those events, because it's, I mean, if people are going to show up and get off their couch and come out here and then have something like that, have a financial loss, it's nice to stick together and help each other out. So one more time, that's LTB tires slashed. on Cash App. Cash App LTB Tire Slash. And I'll have that promoted tonight on a little clip of the interview, and we'll probably have the full interview out tomorrow. But we're going to try to get different Patriot groups like BC Preacher, PT News Network, the Viking, Common Sense Conservative. We'll all throw that little clip up in his Cash App to just kind of show some support in the community. So they wrote it in the chat. Thanks for doing that for me.
And support this guy too. He's doing great work out here.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for your help.
All right, you're welcome. I can continue walking around here. Got some cops over there. A few white cops running around. Got a purple assault rifle there. Hello, how you guys doing? Walk around and get a way out of the place. Proud Boys there, tactical gear. Merchandise booth.
Hey, Bill O'Reilly.
I'm Villain Report. I'm a Patriot streamer. I don't know what that doll head is on the pike. There's a mannequin head. Oh, I guess it's an Antifa mask. Black bloc on a head on a pike up the elk's rear end. So I think Chandler Papas is in DC today, I think, and it's kind of his work of love. What's up, man? I didn't bring it today. I wasn't planning on coming today. So, yeah. Hey. But live streaming.
Come say hi to Eric.
Oh, Eric. Hey man, how you been, dude? Haven't seen you in a while.
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, good to
Is this
see
your
you
camera
as well.
crew?
Yep.
Right on.
Sean, Pisser, and Leela.
This is Eric Pose. He set up that initial Organs for Peace that day before I got chased out of town by Antifa that afternoon.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you, man.
All right, man.
Glad to see you safe.
Yeah, good to see you. He's been hiring a camera crew to film these riots for a couple of months with some real high quality footage. What do you guys think about my gloves I'm embarrassed to have on? How you doing, man? Villain Report. How you doing?
Hey.
Not much. How you doing?
Good.
I'm live streaming right now.
Oh, well.
I'm Villain Report on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. I've been filming these riots and Patriot events for the last couple months.
Excellent.
What brings you out here today, sir?
Well, freedom. And, you know, if we don't band together and stand against this tyranny, and I believe this vote, it's a heist. And I think what's happening is America is being stolen. And unless we stand against it, we're going to lose our republic.
I'm kind of on the same camp as you and thinking that one thing that's got me very riled up the last couple of days is the Queen of Oregon, Kate Brown, has declared that she's shutting the entire state and the economy again, shutting it down Wednesday. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's overreach.
Yeah.
I don't think the science supports it. I think that obviously it's a tough flu strain, this China virus, but there's a vaccine coming, and we're going to have to eventually accept the fact that it's out there, and if you don't want to get it, stay home, you know, wear a mask or whatever if you're vulnerable, and I appreciate that. But, you know, you can't dictate an entire population's lives just because of something that's out there that could harm you. There's all kinds of things in life that could harm us. And so, no, it's a tool being used by the leftists to control us. And it's got to stop.
I agree. There's a quote that I cannot quote right now, but I'll probably paraphrase. It's by C.S. Lewis, and he talks about the horrible tyrannies of the past, but we've seen nothing yet until we see a malevolent tyranny. A tyranny for your own safety is going to be the most horrible thing we've seen.
Well, and to trade safety, to trade liberty for safety, I mean, I think it was Benjamin Franklin that warned against that.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's
and
something
that's
like
what we're seeing.
he who would trade a little bit of freedom for a little safety deserves neither.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
thanks.
Well, thanks for coming out
Yeah.
here today, sir. Trying to stay off? Okay. You're Albany? Okay. All right. Can never tell. I mean, so many people. But I'm gonna mute for a second, guys, to have a private conversation. Not trying to hide anything, but I want to have a private conversation real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. I was talking to a friend, and we'll go walk around again. Huh? So, there's some dogs. I need to go pet them. Difficult with my umbrella attached to my camera pole today. Have to lift the thing up to avoid everybody's poles and flags and stuff. Hey man, can I pet your dog?
Sure.
Yeah?
He's friendly. Probably too friendly, so good luck. Okay.
I'm a lot of
she's
scary
scared
stuff.
of you. Yeah. She's scared of you.
Oh,
Of all the
that's
apparatus.
understandable. Let's see if we can take this off for a second.
And Gracie. What's he doing, man? Yeah.
I can't take the mask off. I'm an anonymous streamer, so nobody knows me.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
my goodness. Huh? I'm an anonymous streamer. I'm the villain report. Been filming the riots for a couple months at Patriot events. So
Good deal. Thank you.
just to stay from getting doxxed.
Oh, look at this good dog.
Thank you, I needed that today.
You bet. Hey, nice, wasn't it? I like it.
That is the best thing today. I'm hot and sweaty. Put too many layers on.
This is you brought us up.
How you guys doing? Talk to the speaker. Doing my pledge of allegiance right now.
Good morning, everyone. I sing the national anthem quite a lot, but this is the first time I really sang at an event that means this much, and this means a lot to me, to be able to be here and be out with you guys, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little pissed off. And thank you for coming out.
Oh, look at that. Would you like to share? Are you?
Hey, group. What do you say we...
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
guys. So real quick, bear with me, I'm nervous. And my notes are getting wet, so that's kind of cool. Again, I'm Megan Marie. This is Defeat the Steal. So today, instead of Stop the Steal, just talking about the election, we're going to go a little deeper than that. So folks, today, Defeat the Steal. I'm not just talking about the steal of the election, although yes, that is definitely part of it. Today we are talking about so much more than just the stealing of that. We are talking about the stealings of our freedoms, our constitutional rights, the stealing of our ability to feel safe, to gather and to celebrate, to send our children to school without consequence. We, the people, are talking about defeating the steal of America as we know it. In the words of Mark Twain, America was not built on fear. America was built on courage, on imagination, and unbeatable determination to do the job at hand. All right, so this nation will remain the land of the free only so long as the home of the brave are around. It is up to us. We the people are the brave. There is nothing wrong in America that cannot be fixed by what is right in America. That is why we are here today, to show what is right in America so that we can bring that back over the ugliness that we have around. So like they say, if you don't stand for something, you're sure to fall for anything. And I'm not falling for the cheating and the lying that's going around. So I brought you guys all out today so that we can call them out. A patriot must always be ready to defend his or her country against their government. So again, that is what we're doing today. We're taking a stand. With great excitement, I introduce our first speaker, who I absolutely could not have done this without, Brad Morrison. Go ahead and come up here and talk to him for a minute.
It's great to see you people out here. Thank you. Thank you for coming out here. You know, I love American history for obvious reasons. You know, we're a nation, I got Premier Adult, so run with me here. We're a nation founded by some of the toughest, most intelligent, most God-fearing, God-loving people the Almighty ever created. The world was stunned when 13 colonies made up mostly of farmers took on the greatest military power the world had ever known up to that point and prevailed. We punched tyranny in the face so hard it created a new nation. Yeah, don't do that. Thank you. When I see you patriots out here today in this weather, when you can be home warm and dry, reminds me that we're not summer soldiers and sunshine patriots. December 23rd, 1776, Thomas Paine wrote the following: "These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will in this crisis shrink from the service of their country, but he that stands by it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman." While it's true that government is a necessary evil to check the scourge of anarchy and lawlessness, it's equally true that government left unchecked becomes equally destructive. This country's not a country because of government. This country is a country because of her people, her soldiers, her loggers, her truckers, hairdressers, cooks, mill workers, entrepreneurs that sweat out 60, 70, 80-hour work weeks to make their dreams reality and then sign paychecks for so many others. America's a country of producers. The charitable giving of this country is unequaled anywhere. And yet, there are those who would seek to destroy this shining city on a hill that the entire planet looks to for hope in the name of social justice, in the form of global socialism, otherwise known as theft. Theft not only of your hard-earned money, but theft of your freedom. These new tyrants seek to harness you like a beast of burden, but worst of all, they're trying to steal your voice by stealing your votes, by destroying your votes, by nullifying your votes with fake votes and illegal votes. What they obviously aren't counting on is the simple fact that we really outnumber them, seriously outnumber them. Their arrogance is their downfall. No matter what happens, we're still the same people that prevailed against the British in 1783, when a half-starved, under-equipped ragtag army rode across the frozen Delaware on Christmas Eve and kicked the Hessian mercenaries out of their barracks. We're the same people that fought a civil war, the likes of which the world's never seen, and yet came back together and rebuilt this nation. We're the same people who prevailed against the tyrannical Germany and Japan on two separate fronts on opposite sides of the planet in World War II. And we are the same people who fought our way out of the Chosin Reservoir in Korea in the dead of winter, cut off from supply. We came together after 9/11, and we wreaked havoc for 20 years. I don't think they're going to be pulling that shit again. Ours is a representative form of government, and though this building behind us is closed off to us, the ears of the legislators are not. If there's one thing that my friend Jeff Krupp has taught me, it's that while Democrat legislators may not respond to reason and logic, they most certainly will respond to public pressure. We're going to ensure that you folks have the necessary tools to take actionable steps to rattle their cages and put the fear of the electorate into them before you leave today. I will leave you with this. It's been said that America is great because America is good, and I believe that is to say that America is intrinsically good morally insofar as her Christian roots still influence our culture to this day. However, it's also been said that when America ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. Sadly, I look around, and I think I see the evidence of that all around us. The greatest encouragement I can give you, good people, is to return to those roots and spread them far and wide because, as I've said before, this is a representative form of government, and if the people go south, so does the government. So it's up to you.
All right, guys, before I bring up my next speaker, which she rocks, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Brandon Croker. Over there, he is from My Brother's Keeper, running the food and the drinks. He and I and a few others did this out of their pocket. It's donations only, so he's in the middle of setting up a lot of warm food and drinks for you right now. Sean Tolan from Film Trek Productions is here to make a video of this event. We have several news stations here, so I just want to give a shout out to them again real quick. Thank you for being here and helping out. Valerie Seraphin. Come on, guys, give her some love.
Oh, I hate public speaking. I'm the one that avoided those 2-minute speeches in language class. Oh boy. So, liberty, the state of being free in society from oppressive restrictions by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Also, freedom from arbitrary and unreasonable restraint upon an individual. Restraints on Governor Brown. Well, we've all heard what she's decided to do, and that's changing a little bit of how I'm approaching things today. But she has violated her oath to uphold the Constitution. We have a fundamental right to liberty and the pursuit of happiness. She has chosen to put restraints on business owners and how they choose to operate. She has put restraints on churches and how they choose to gather to worship and exercise their religion. She's put restraints on individuals and how they choose to handle this virus and their own health care. She's put restraints on individuals' ability to engage in commerce and the purchase of goods and services when we go into a store. She has put restraints on the individual's ability to provide for their families and exercise their fundamental right to the pursuit of happiness, and the list of grievances goes on. She has put restraints on our liberty and violated her oath. Oh boy. I hate this. I hate this.
6 Semper Tyrannis.
Oh. How many people here are part of the silent majority? And I'm going to burst and say that is the problem. And I'm going to continue asking this question until no longer people are saying, yes, I'm part of the silent majority, because we are no longer silent. Edmund Burke said, all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing, and I will add, to remain silent. So are we going to keep doing nothing? No! Are we going to keep being silent? No! So what do we do? Thomas Jefferson said, when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. And when the government fears the people, there is liberty. He also said that when law becomes tyranny, rebellion becomes duty. Thomas Paine said a long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right and raises at first a formidable outcry in defiance of custom. But the tumult soon subsides, and time makes more converts than reason. We have gotten so accustomed to giving up our liberty, and we're done. was one of those people that up until last July was apathetic. I didn't realize what I could be doing to be involved, and here I am, single, stay-at-home mom, self-employed, who homeschools her children, and I am speaking in front of all you people, and I am terrified to death, but more than terrified, I am pissed off. So, I've got a challenge for law enforcement today, and any DA who has the cojones to step up and enforce the oath that they took and arrest our governor.
Yeah!
For the crime, I don't remember what the crime was. I've got it on my phone. Which one? There's a lot of them.
Tyranny.
Let me find it real quick. Official misconduct in the first degree. And I'll repeat that, official misconduct in the first degree. And if there is any officer, if there's any DA willing to step up, we the people will stand behind you 100%. So where do you go from here? So I am here representing People's Rights Oregon, kind of. If you text the word rights to 80123 or sign up at peoplesrights.org, we are figuring out what we can do. We have got a place for every single person. It is a way for us to get together, get to know our communities, get to know our people, and unite. Benjamin Franklin published a cartoon, the Join or Die cartoon, and it is far past time that we've joined together or our way of life will die. And I'm not standing for that anymore. So whether it be our education system, if that is your passion, let us know. We need to change. It needs to be education, not indoctrination. Civics, not politics. Respect, not tolerance. And anatomy. Okay. And anatomy, not sexuality.
Yeah!
So, if you want something to do, if you don't know where to begin, sign up at peoplesrights.org, text the word rights to 80123, and we will find something for you to do. This is just the beginning, people. Regardless of who ends up being the president, our way of life will not die unless we allow it to, and I, for one, am not going to allow it to. Speaking of things that you can do, how many here have heard of Peggy Ann Hall with the Healthy American? We've got a few people. So they have an Oregon chapter with the Healthy American, and from 1 to 3 tomorrow in Salem at Karate for Kids, they're meeting to figure out what we can do. Oregon will be working with the Healthy American, and let's take this country back.
Thank you, Valerie. All right, everyone. I'm really excited about this one. I worked really hard for this one. I annoyed the heck out of him, which, if you guys know me, I do that a lot. Eric Post.
What's up, guys? How are you? I'm standing in front of you as a proud frickin' American. Anybody else proud American? We're gonna do a little USA chant to get this thing going. Ready? USA, 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 USA. Everybody. USA, USA, USA. That's what I like to hear. That's what we're here for. Thank you very much. Listen. We got a lot to talk about today, and other people are going to talk about specifically about voter fraud. I'm just going to talk about a few things that are on my mind because I'm standing in front of a bunch of people that obviously love this freaking country. And it is so nice to be surrounded by people that are like-minded, is it not? I'm going to say my glass is half full because no matter how this election turns out, Hillary Clinton was never my president. Is that fair? That's been my glass half full joke for the last day or a half or whatever. And it would be great if we had something like voter ID or in-person voting that would kind of make this mess all the way, would it not? I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight. Anybody else here to fight? I'm here to fight for what's right, for integrity. And I'm here to fight against hypocrisy. And against tyranny. Thank you so very much. Right now, there's a group of people in our country who say that they stand for women's rights. They stand for what's right for women unless you're a Supreme Court justice that they don't agree with and you're a danger to this country. There's a group of people in this country who say that they stand for a black voice and they need to elevate black voices unless you're a black conservative, or God forbid you're a black man or woman who's decided to be a police officer, then you're a sellout or Uncle Tom. That's hypocritical to me, is it not? There's a group of people in this country that says we need to stand against a patriotic society, that white men should not be in power, and then what do? They vote for Joe Biden, a 47-year lifetime politician. And right now, the hypocrisy that I'm seeing is that for the last 4 years, there's a group of people that said that Russia was fraudulent and went into our election. There was election fraud, and now all of a sudden, at this election, they say there's no such thing. That's hypocrisy to me. And you know who I think who should be here right now? Or anybody that voted for Joe Biden himself should be standing and said, I was fairly elected, but they're silent. They're silent. I think that the Democrat Party and Joe Biden and that party should be in front of this thing saying, we want to make sure this is fair. I want to make sure I'm your president, but yet there's silence. So we have to be there. So give yourselves a round of applause. You can join me up here too if you want. I love it. You know, I believe in freedom. Freedom's the backbone of this country, is it not? Freedom is the thing that immigrants from other countries would die to have. Freedom is the thing that others covet. And freedom, unfortunately, is something that some Americans are taking for granted. So I just want to tell you guys, fight for your freedoms. And if there's any people that are first responders or veterans or military professionals, let's please give them a round of applause too. I'm a patriot, for sure. Is anybody else a patriot? Let me define what patriotism means to me, just to make sure we're on the same page, because to me, patriotism means that I want this country to succeed and prosper, and for people in this country to have happiness and success. Fair? And be free. And liberty in this country is a widely diverse country, is it not? So I have to, in order for that country, this country, my country, your country, to succeed, we have to vote for and root for and fight for people that just aren't like us. Is that fair? So patriotism means that we want everybody to succeed. Fair? Not just that look like you, pray like you, have sex like you. Everybody. Is that fair? So that's why we need to be good patriots. Amen. Did anybody here vote for Donald Trump? So I did too. I know this is a Stop the Steal rally. In my opinion, though, I want to be very clear. The reason why I'm here is because I do think it's bigger than one vote, than one man, than one president. The integrity of our election process is the single most important thing that we should be fighting for right now. Fair? Yeah. So no matter what the outcome is, we want to make sure that the integrity of this process is maintained, right? Awesome. Then I'm in front of the right people. It's not about just winning or losing. And that comes from a guy who wants to win all the time. I always want to win. But this integrity thing, it against hypocrisy is the most important thing. So what's at stake? There's a lot at stake, is there not? Freedom. You know what's at stake for me? I wasn't just voting for Donald Trump. I was trying to ensure we weren't going to plummet ourselves into more foreign wars. I was trying to vote for protection of my First Amendment rights. I was voting to protect my Second Amendment rights. I was voting to help ensure that D.C. and Puerto Rico didn't become states and mess up the House and Senate, right? I was voting against the non-integrity of packing the Supreme Court like they've been threatening. That's what I was voting for. I have a feeling that's what you're voting for too. So this is a big deal that we are here to ensure our integrity as we move forward. Let's talk about voting for a second. Anybody parents here, by the way? You been parents here? Me too. Isn't it important that we have a country that we're proud to hand over to our children? As a parent, my job is not to create mini clones of me. I'm not raising children. I'm raising independent, critically thinking, well-adjusted, empathetic, hardworking adults. Right? Not clones of me. So I don't tell them what to think. I try to teach them how to think for them damn selves. And I had an opportunity when my son, who just turned 14, came to me and said, "Dad, who are you voting for?" And I was like, well, instead of me telling you who I'm voting for, let me tell you how to vote. And I said, if you were to own your own city, your own state, what would it be like? I go, would everybody have a house? He's like, yep. I said, would everybody happy? He goes, yep. I go, would they have a job? He said, yep. I said, would there be peace and tranquility? Everyone be happy? He goes, absolutely. And I said, then let's go drive around downtown and see what we got. Because, see, son, it's not about who I'm voting for. It's about voting for this policy styles and the leadership that create the outcome that I want. And when I drive around Portland and when I see what's going on in the state, what we've been voting for is not working here. Is that fair? So we have to fire up and make sure we're very clear. It's not just about voting. It's about voting for what works. Amen. I've had some interactions with the governor, and let's just say that I'm here for a reason, because I'm not a big fan. As we move forward, here's what I do hope. I hope that the people that I'm surrounding myself with today, spent time to come down here with today, wants to rise above. I want to rise above just the violence and the chaos and the lying and the cheating and the right. You know, if you get punched in the face, your first reaction is to punch back, is it not? But if anyone's a fighter, you know, you don't just react how they want you to react. You play it on your terms. So I'm hoping no matter what happens today as a result of this election, that we are on our terms, that we rise above. And I hope that we take this opportunity to get involved in our public schools. That was mentioned earlier. Our public school system is rated one of the bottom in this country, and that's a shame. Our children deserve better, and if we want to play the long-term game, we're going to get involved in our public schools, okay? I also want to put emphasis on the family units. Staying together, being together, parenting, loving, co-parenting, everything, that has been just degrading in front of me. And we need to be in charge, like, go back to the family units. I love this. Fiscal literacy. Right now, I'm telling you, we need to be better at taking care of ourselves and each other fiscally. Study deeply, no business, no finance. Because the more prosperity you have, the more good you can do for other people. Fair? So crush it in your business, crush it in your job, crush it in your savings, crush it in your investing, and then you can do more with your prosperity, okay? Homelessness. This state has been falling apart with homelessness. As a group, I would love to work with more people on this homelessness problem, this mental illness problem that our local and state leaders are not working on. They're stealing money. And last, deep understanding of the issues. America has been just spoon-fed on social media bullet points. Dive deep into why you believe in what you believe and why the, quote, other side believes in it, because then you can debate and have real discussions, not fights and arguments. And as Americans, we do too much shouting to shouting, chest to chest, instead of shoulder to shoulder, fighting against the problems instead of against each other. So with that said, I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Work hard. Be proud of America. Be proud of yourselves and represent America in a great way, you all. Cheers.
All right, everyone, that was Eric Post. Thank you again for coming out. That was really awesome as usual. We are going to take a little bit of an intermission, maybe 10-15 minutes. You can check over there on the food guy. Again, that is my brother's keeper, Brandon Croker. We've got a booth down there with t-shirts and everything. The one next to that says cigars on it is Mount Hood Cigars owner. That is my friend Dixie. Dixie! She's busy. All right, well, that's a booth for Alan Swinney. If you have any information, questions, or any way that you would like to help or ask anything, you can go down there and talk to her about that. And Amy Corser is over here. We will be getting her up here momentarily, so we're going to play some music. Jo Rayanne Perkins also joined us, so she's going to be in on this.
Doing good. Can I interview you?
Sure.
That was the next thing
So
I
I
was gonna
got someone that
mention.
recognized me
People,
here.
they're gonna be walking around.
Gotta speak
I'm,
up a
I'm
little
talking
bit.
to my crowd. I said I've got someone that recognized me. What brings you out today?
The music,
I'm
everything is
sick of my vote not counting. We have tried unsuccessfully 3 times in Oregon to get rid of Kate Brown. And every time it's gone down, and now we know why. Because the ballot counting machines are corrupt. That's why I'm here for my voice to count. I am a free American.
Right on. Are you with her, sir?
I am.
You on the same lines of that? Or you got anything to add?
Actually, I am on the same lines as her.
Yeah?
I am tired of our vote not counting and Portland taking everything.
I haven't looked into it too deeply, but as far as I understand, Kate Brown never actually got into office on any political office by a clear vote. She kind of just snuck her way in there and has not been able to get out since she became governor.
Yeah, she started setting
Right
stuff
on
up.
our last election of her, we did have a Republican running against her, and at the last minute he dropped out.
Yeah.
And turned all of his votes on over to her.
That's interesting.
It was like, why even vote for a Republican if they're just going to keep on dropping out?
Yeah.
I'm tired of our whole way that we're doing things. It needs to change.
I think people are ready to vote for a conservative in parts of Oregon. I think that, I can't remember how to say his name, Balsawani or something, but he ran on a write-in. He didn't get a chance to get on the ticket, but a lot of people, I think, would have voted for him if they. I think the reason why they voted for Ted was so that we didn't get the Antifa communist mayor,
Yes,
Sarah.
yes. He was the better of 2 evils.
Yes.
Definitely.
All right,
yeet,
you guys.
Yeet.
What?
Yeet, yeet, Steve, PT News.
She said yeet, yeet, Dr. PT Network. All right, you guys. You have a good day. Thank you. How you guys doing?
Like the setup you got there.
Yeah, I'm Villain Report. I've been documenting the riots and Patriot protests for the last couple months.
Oh, wow.
Everybody likes my interviews, so you got the kind of look here. You styling and pretty girl. What brings you guys out today?
Stop the steal.
Stop the steal? What do you think is going on with the election from your point of view?
Basically the Dominion, the Dominion program, Dominion,
yes.
that.
The electronic ballot counting system. A lot of people.
Busted. We caught them.
Yeah.
Caught them. We got the win, and we trapped them.
So do you think Donald Trump is the clear victor of this election?
It's not a think. It's a no.
Okay.
100%.
All right. What do you think about Kate Brown shutting our state down again starting Wednesday?
She's controlled.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. I just heard about it the night before last, and I was talking to people yesterday. There's a lot of people that just in the last day that I know they're going to lose their jobs again.
Right.
They're barely getting back on their feet from the last economic tyranny.
Yeah, that's the plan. They want to destroy the country.
How do you think that works out for them? Do you think that just gives them a chance to come in and give welfare to everybody, or a chance to?
It's not going to work out well for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll all be exposed.
All right.
All of them. Every single one of them. They're stupid.
It's hard to believe what a lot of things they're doing. I couldn't believe that she's locking the entire state down again. It blew me away.
Billionaires funding this thing.
Yeah.
Globalists. It's easy to see, it's easy to research.
Yeah.
Do you do any research? What do you know about it?
About the are you talking about George Soros?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Not just Soros. You've got Klaus Schwab from World Council with the Global Reset. Did you watch that?
Nope.
Yeah. That's scary. That's the plan. You saw it, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's an hour and yeah. I mean, they don't even try to hide it.
Yeah. What about you, Miss? You look like you're probably a Trump supporter. What about Trump makes you want to support him?
I love him. I think he's hilarious. I just think he's the best.
Yeah. Is your hat QAnon?
Q.
Q? All right.
Not QAnon. Q.
Q?
2 different things, right?
I don't know. Is it 2 different things?
2 different things. There's Q. Hey, I got you. I didn't forget you. I didn't forget you.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
screamy Black Lives Matter women in the background. Some anti-pop press over here. A lot of people driving around happy. I kept that black dog over there last week. Walk around a little bit. Can I pet your dog?
He's a mixed lab.
Can I pet him?
Yes, sir.
What's his name?
Buster.
Buster.
Yep.
Hey, Buster. Oh, hello. That's a good boy. A wet dog today, huh?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man.
That.
I'm Villain Report. I'm a live streamer for these events.
Yes,
What brings you out here?
Just out here to support my president.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
What's I take it your president is Trump?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
What's
President Trump? That's who I voted for. Voted for him the first time. I was hesitant the first time, but I was glad that he did everything that he said he was going to do. There was I originally voted for Ted Cruz, but he didn't make it in, and I'm glad to see that Ted Cruz is supporting Trump right now. He is one of the GOP Republicans that keeps coming out and supporting him. But when Trump got in, he did everything he said he was going to do. He was doing everything he said he was going to do, and one of the biggest things for me is the fact that he supported Israel. He put our embassy there in Jerusalem or in Israel and supported that country, and that right there, that won me over big time.
Why is that important to you personally?
Because the Bible says that those that bless, he's talking to Israel, those that bless you, I'll bless, and those that curse you, I'll curse. And we know that when Obama was in, we were turning our back on Israel. And that, that scared the hell out of me. Because, I want God's blessing on our country. I want God's blessing on Israel. We want to get behind them. We've always been behind them. And I want to stay behind them. And Trump came in, and that's one of the first things he did, is reached out to Benjamin Netanyahu. And I said, hey, we're still your friend. We're still your friend. We're standing with you. So that was huge for me. That was one of the biggest things our President Trump did.
What is your opinion on Kate Brown's new lockdown starting Wednesday?
I think it's. I think the lockdown is meant to destroy the economy. It's not. I don't think it's at all meant to stop the spread of this very weak coronavirus. I think the coronavirus is weak. I think it's. I think it's just it's just some kind of flu virus. And I think it's going to spread through anyway. I think she's trying to destroy small business, just like we seen on Friday. The Guitar Center just, I guess, filed bankruptcy because all the musicians have nowhere to play. Because Kate Brown and all the other Democratic governors across this country are shutting down their states. And I don't like it at all, because it's not meant to stop the spread of the virus. This is meant to destroy the economy.
What would if you take that idea that she's trying to, and other politicians are purposely trying to destroy the economy of the U.S., what would be the goal of that?
I don't know. Maybe some of that deep state that we keep hearing about, maybe some of the Democratic Party, maybe they're in bed with China. Maybe they're in bed with some of these other nations. And we know if you divide this country, you're going to cripple it. United we stand, divided we fall. And maybe there's some other countries that want to get in here. They want to get in here, but you got to bring us to our knees first. You got to get us dependent on the government. You got to get us dependent on their money. You got to get us dependent on their food. And you don't want us independent. You want us broken. You want us broken down. You want us financially broken and independent.
So it sounds like you're describing the goal to kind of enslave us.
I don't know. I didn't say anything about enslave us. I just know there's other countries that would like to take us over, like Islam. I know Islam would love to come in this country and take us over, and we don't want that to happen at all. We welcome their religion in here peacefully. I welcome Islam in here peacefully, but you will do it peacefully or you won't do it at all. That's why we're standing out here today holding the flag. We welcome all religions, but we don't welcome a violent, murderous religion that wants to come in here and kill us, that says we're the great whore. And you got to get us out of the way in order to take Israel out of the way, because we stand with Israel.
So first take Big Brother out of the way so you can take Israel out.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Are you surprised that so many are out here today in this nasty weather?
No, I'm surprised that there's not more out here today.
Yeah, I wish there was more.
I'm surprised there's not a lot more. And just one more thing about the masks. I think they're a joke. I think they're a joke. I've been studying hyperbaric oxygen, EWAT, exercise with oxygen therapy. I've been studying the health benefits of oxygen for a number of years now. And I don't think these masks at all are meant to protect us from this weak, very weak coronavirus. I think the masks are actually meant to get us sick, cut our oxygen levels down and cause us to rebreathe our own carbon dioxide. I think they want us, Kate Brown just came out yesterday and says she wants them on us all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. You wear these masks for a few minutes and you start to feel a little bit lightheaded. Yeah. It's because you've cut your oxygen level down. They give elderly people that have lung problems, COPD and stuff, they give them extra oxygen to help them with these. You don't cut your people's oxygen levels down. I think maybe there's something else behind the masks, but I personally think it's meant to get us sick. It's meant to get us sick, especially the people that are already weak and elderly. Cut their oxygen levels down, cut them way down, cause them to breathe their own carbon dioxide, and they're gonna get sick. People need fresh air. You go into the stores and the places, you go into places where they have to wear them all day long, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, and every time you see them, they go around the corner or something, there's no one looking, they're pulling their mask down so they can get a breath.
Yeah, yeah. I understand, man. I'm an anonymous streamer, so I keep this mask on all the time, and it takes my breath away. And when I'm not out, when I'm shopping in stores and they make me wear a mask, I'm constantly taking that thing off, trying to get a clean, cool, fresh breath of air.
Totally understand it.
I think that I think there's a spiritual aspect to humanity, and anytime you get the great masses of people all doing something at the same time, you've got to look at the effects of that. And this can sound a little woo-woo or a little conspiratorial, but I also think there's kind of an aspect of losing the human facial expression that we have between each other. And there's I think the masks create great suspicion and distrust. And I recently went to Florida. Nobody was wearing masks in the area I was at, and I found myself just trusting more people and just assuming everybody was in a good mood. Where when you see the mask on, you kind of a little bit guarded, like I don't know if that person's scowling at me or that's just how their eyes look. But
right.
Yeah, I think the masks are bad news.
Yeah, I don't like them either. You know, every time I see, isn't it China? I'm not for sure, but isn't it China? Don't they have to wear them all the time? Before this thing ever started, it seems like every time I seen China on the news or something, they're all walking around wearing masks.
China's where the respiratory viruses are usually come from over the last couple of decades, and so they always have an outbreak like SARS and that. So they're pretty much used to masking up all the time.
So this thing. And and the thing with this mask, it makes it so easy to not believe is it's being pushed by the left. All you got to do is turn on the news media, NPR. I listen to NPR every morning from the seat of my log truck. NPR, the first thing they do is they want to tell you how many people are sick, how many people are dead now. And then they want to get these people on there with these sad stories about who's died and stuff. But it's always underlying motives. Or, 11:20 a.m. out of Eugene anyway. They'll tell you who died, and then they're going to tell you that it was an 82-year-old woman, it was a 92-year-old man, and they had an underlying condition.
Yeah.
It's weak. It's a weak virus. It isn't. The left is what's pushing it. They're the ones doing the lockdowns too. And I don't believe it for a second.
I'm under the impression that there's around 10,000 or so that have died in the U.S. without underlying conditions, and that's not something I think needs to have draconian laws forced on for. It's insane.
Forced?
On us, yes. The lockdowns. I'm saying I don't think we should for 10,000 people. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
Maybe for 1 million people we could shut down some services and stuff, but I would even question then, unless it's like a great proportion of society, I think that people need to make their own decisions. That's why we're a free country.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for talking and thanks for coming out here today. And I'm with you. I wish more people would come out to these things and just get off the couch and speak up, because I think people are just kind of waiting for everything to go away. But we can see that might not be happening. After 2 weeks to flatten the curve, became 8 months. And now we're going into Wave 2, 1984 version.
That's right. You mind if I share my prediction with you what's going to happen here?
Let's hear it.
I'll go on record. My name's Brian James.
President Trump's going to win this election, and in the process of winning this election, he's going to reform. He's going to reform our elections. We're going to hold the Senate. We took a bunch of seats in the House already. We're going to, for the next couple years, all we're going to hear about is that he stole the election. That's all we're going to hear about. The last 2 years, the last 2020 election, because the elections have been reformed now and President Trump held the office, in 2022, there's going to be a massive red wave across the country, because the elections have been reformed and they're not a fraud anymore. They're not this mail-in ballot thing where things can, shady stuff can happen. So in 2022, America, you're going to see a massive red wave across this country. States like Oregon will flip red. States like Washington will flip red. States like Arizona will stay red. Will go red, because this needed to happen. This reform of the elections needed to happen. And it's going to happen, and he's going to make sure it happens. He's doing it right now, and the swamp is fully exposing themselves. Some of the swamp in Fox News, the swamp in the other left-wing medias, the GOP governors that aren't supporting our president, those that aren't supporting him, the swamp is fully exposing themselves, and when they're fully done exposing themselves, he's going to come out and claim the election.
Right on, man.
My prediction.
We'll see how that prediction plays out. All right, you have a good day, man. Thanks for letting me pet the dog. Thanks.
Hey, where can I hear you later?
This is on Villain Report on YouTube. Villain Report, like Muhu Ha Ha Ha.
Villain Report.
Yeah,
you go live sometimes?
We are. Yeah, I'm a live streamer. I'm live right now. This is we're at like 75 minutes ish. We're almost to 75 minutes on the video. So
Awesome.
Later today, you can look it up and check yourself out.
Awesome.
All
Good
right,
luck,
man.
buddy.
Good luck. Hey, how you doing, man?
Give you a shout out. Been watching you for a while. So.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We're live stream right now, just to make sure.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, everybody comes up and says hi to me, but then they forget they're saying hi to a live streamer.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Right on. Where are you from, man?
I live about an hour southeast from here.
Oh yeah.
So
right on.
Not too bad of a drive.
Cool, cool.
But yeah. I watch Portland Andy too, and also SEAL Team 711.
SEAL Team
Shout out
711.
some streamers.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Right
good
on.
Guy. So, anyways, thanks so much for coming out and showing the real news.
Thanks, man.
People need to see it.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to get more professional and not so loosey goosey on everything.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't seen you talk to you in person, but the last time I saw you on the rallies, you definitely got a way bigger setup now. So that's awesome.
yeah. Right on. What brings you out today, man?
Just showing some support. I've been coming to more and more of these things, and it's really great to see how many people are coming out. More and more people. We're not the silent majority anymore. We're getting louder. So.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think the election's being stolen? Do you think it's fraudulent? What's your
I
opinion?
think so.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because I used to watch a lot of Fox News. I don't anymore. I'm starting to try to find more underground news, which is hard. But in my opinion, I think there was a lot of irregularities, a lot of them, and in some states, absolutely, in like Pennsylvania and stuff like that. Yeah, there's fraud. There's been fraud.
What do you think about the lockdown we're going to have starting Wednesday? Is that going to affect your job?
So I'm blessed. I work in the medical field.
All right.
So I am blessed to, I'm a doctor, so it makes it easier for me. But seeing all my friends, my family that work in bars, that work in entertainment sectors, I hung out with a few of them last night, and they're just devastated because the 18th, everything's freaking shutting down again.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's way overkill.
I talked to a man last night that I was eating dinner with, and he just started to get back on his feet from the last one, and he works in a restaurant. He almost started crying. Like, he's got kids to feed.
Exactly.
They're broke.
Exactly. Like, my favorite bar that I go to in the town I live in, I'm friends with like all the bartenders, and we hang out even after the bar closes and have a drink, and two of them are single moms, and it's difficult. I don't think these people, the Kate Brown and all these cronies that are at the top, they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to feed their families. They're still getting a paycheck. So it's just devastating to see these people that are just, there's no other option. I mean, they're basically going to get locked in and they don't have a job. So, I mean, how are we going to survive another winter of that? I really don't know how. So.
And people that lost their jobs in certain jurisdictions where they do have rent freezes, and They're not required to pay the rent, and they might be able to get food stamps. But when all this comes out and they have all that rent back to pay, or their car payment to come back to pay on, they're most people can't get it back.
That's just
out of
more
that.
debt. Yeah, it's just more debt. I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, they already have debt with car payments, and still you're just adding on debt after debt.
There's so many Americans that are paycheck to paycheck, and yeah, it's cruel. Can I ask you? You said you're a doctor, and if you don't want to talk about this, I would understand. But what do you think about? What's your opinion on the coronavirus?
Well, if you look at the numbers and you compare certain things like R0, we look at the R0 number for infection and how, you know, like the flu, let's take the flu. It's got an R0 of 1 to 2 people. That's, you know, one person can infect possibly 1 or 2 people after that. When you look at the R0 for coronavirus, at least the data we have, it's 3 to 4. So we know that it's a little bit more infectious than the flu, but it also has a little bit more of a higher mortality as well. But it's not nearly as bad, in my opinion, to lock down like we are. Now, don't get me wrong, my opinion on it, wear the masks around old people, the people that have comorbidities that put them at risk for getting sicker, but younger people we know are don't get as sick with it. You know, I'm not admitting them to the ICU. It's people over 65, 70 that have a lot of medical problems. So to lock down everybody else under that age group, it just doesn't make sense. So is coronavirus real? Yes. But is it as devastating as they're saying it is? I don't think so.
What kind of doctor are you?
So I'm a hospitalist. Yeah.
All right.
So, you know, intubating people, putting in lines, things like that, taking care of real sick patients. But I also do like medical ward work in the hospital. So solely an in-hospital doctor is what I do.
All right.
So,
have you dealt with a lot of very serious corona cases?
you know, it's not as hit bad last year, but we are seeing an uptick now. You know, when they first started locking down in my little town, we maybe had 1 or 2 cases. There was an outbreak at the VA home, but we are starting to see more people come in. So I think the second wave, we are going to see some more infections. But I think we'll see more in the next couple of months how bad it's going to get. But I still don't think it's enough to have to lock everything down again, though. You know,
how would you suggest dealing with it from your perspective outside of a lockdown?
I mean, things that what the Trump administration is already saying: wash your hands, socially distance from those people at risk. You know, the people that are older, yeah, they do have to kind of go under lockdown to a certain extent. You know, that's kind of how I think about it. I do believe in masks around certain age groups, but yeah, that's how I think about it. As for the vaccine, I don't know yet. I mean, Pfizer supposedly has a 90% efficacy rate. I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't want to take it. That scares me. Like, for one thing, it doesn't seem like something that's that strong of a danger to society or me on a large level, and definitely not to me specifically. And them pushing a virus out a vaccine out way faster than normally. That's scary.
Vaccines work. They work. We know they don't. Smallpox, you know, MMR vaccine, tetanus, all those. We know they work.
Yes.
But with the research in them, even the flu vaccines, we basically predict what it's going to be every year because it mutates so fast.
Yeah.
To push all those vaccines through, usually at minimum a year and a half of research for a new vaccine, or even up to 2 to 3 years. So 10 months we're pushing one out. I don't know. I don't trust it really. So
it's also scary that somebody like Bill Gates is so involved in it when he doesn't really have any medical training himself, and he comes from a family that's pushed eugenics and Planned Parenthood and that sort of thing. I know that gets conspiratorial, but when
you look at
pushing this
Event 201, it's weird stuff. You know, there is a lot of stuff there. You know, I don't buy a whole bunch into some conspiracies, but Event 201 happened. You can watch it. You know.
The big thing about me is that I like my freedom, and I don't like being. I'm a reasonable and somewhat intelligent person. You can explain the benefit of something to me, and I will choose to take it on my own course if it's benefiting to me. But when I'm forced to do things against my will for my own betterment, like my spidey senses go way through the roof.
If they try to force us to take the vaccine, that will be one of the first times for that to happen in the U.S. And I think people should have the choice. Will I take it eventually in the next year or two? Probably, once I see, really what happens with it. But to force this in 10 months, push through, I don't agree with that.
I'm not. I mean, this is all spitballing. I'm no expert or have any reason for anybody to listen to me on this, but my opinion, I don't think that certain politicians have talked about things like this. I don't think they're going to force us to take it, but they're going to exclude us from certain things that we don't. We're going to have, they've talked about a vaccine card, talked about not being able to travel, or talked about not being able to go into businesses, or go to work.
Yeah.
You'd be kind of shut out of the economy and travel.
Yeah, I mean that's forcefully basically trying to make you take it so you can make a living, support your family, and I don't agree with that, So
scary, man.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, it was great talking to you, man.
All right, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming up and giving me an interview.
Absolutely.
Hanging out the umbrella. Let's sit here and chat with you guys for just a second and see if any of you are curious about something or wanting something. How's the mic? I turned it up while I was talking to him because the background mic was picking up those trucks. Should I turn the mic down back to normal or leave it loud?
Who's taking a picture? Everybody's taking a picture.
Alright, mic's back at normal volume. Oh, and thank you, Blue Girl. She said thanks for being out here streaming. She sent a $5 super chat. I appreciate that greatly. I'll do my plug real quick. You guys are watching me at Villain Report on YouTube Live. I'm also on Facebook as Villain Report. And Twitter is Villain Report. Twitch is Villain Report. I do plan on using Twitch more in the future. I'm going to start doing some weekly stuff. I'm still getting all that together. I'm trying not to rush myself and if it's something I need to do immediately. I'd rather just not do it, but I am going to build this platform and channel and put some more content out regularly. And also, I am 100% independent, and I'm funded just by people's generosity. So if anybody wants to help out at all, if you do want to help out and help me to continue doing these things, put my time, effort, and resources into the recording and live streaming for you, greatly appreciated. Whatever you can do at Cash App, Villain Report, or Venmo, Villain Report, PayPal, villainreport@gmail.com. I am grateful for all of you that helped me out in the past. Very, very, very appreciative about that. But if you guys would, if you enjoy this, give me a like, follow, subscribe on my platforms. It really helps me get it out. Share this stream if you want. That helps out greatly. I'm going to stand here and look at the chat for a second.
The rain to be heard. The rain does not stop our voice, you guys. We should just get louder. I like your umbrella. That's colorful.
Oh, I can't. The other mic doesn't turn down.
Alright, again, guys, it's Joe Ray Perkins. Thank you for coming out.
Well, good afternoon, all these fabulous, patriotic Oregonians.
Can't hear me now.
You know you're an Oregonian when you come out in the rain. You tell me about a tour when you umbrella. But I like to say
Okay, things should be good there. Everybody looks primed for interview.
Before I go any further, everybody please give a big shout out to Megan for putting this amazing event together.
Oh my goodness. It is Brindle Mastiff.
And this is fabulous. We're not going to let them stop.
Can I pet your dog?
We cannot.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Her name is Destiny.
Destiny?
Everyone
That's a beautiful dog.
Say hi,
a lot of people ask
Destiny.
me,
Oh,
If Dominion
oh my
software
goodness,
was
you are
involved in the Oregon
beautiful.
elections, I do not believe it is.
Might try and nibble your ear.
Sure, it is not. I have talked to some some county elections officials.
You're a mush face.
Yes.
So I'm going to explain it to you guys real quickly.
Is that Mastiff? I've never seen that pattern on a Mastiff. Not quite that color.
It's the reverse brindle.
Oh, is it Mastiff?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's squish face dogs.
Looks like some.
With the county.
Video's done. Thanks, man. Can I pet your dog?
There's another problem.
Pet him?
Yeah.
Sure.
What's his name?
His name's Redford.
Redford? Ready? Oh, hey, puppy. You're all wet, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he's enjoying it, but
Yeah.
I don't care if you're swimming in 30-degree river with this.
Aw, so wet. Get that butt scratched a little bit. Thank you. Quite the flag here. Hi, I'm Villain Report, an anonymous live streamer, Patriot. Quite the flag set up there.
Thank you. Thank you.
What brings you out today?
Selling flags.
Oh, you're selling flags? Okay.
Yeah, we're down here.
That makes sense then. Are you a patriot then?
Am I?
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think about the election stuff that's going on?
I think it's crazy. Yeah. This is the longest election I've ever seen. Well, no, there's been longer ones, but yeah, I kind of figured it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew it was going to happen. Pretty much.
In case somebody's watching the tier, what are your flag prices? $20. $20 each?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
With a pull. Yeah.
Right on. Thank you.
The DMV cannot even keep up with their workload, friends. I got a car. We got it delivered to us from Idaho on May 18th. A little bit of progress in the picking of going back and forth. You know what? It's still not
I met that man before. Hey, I met you a couple months ago in Portland at the George Washington toppled statue. I interviewed you and put you on my YouTube site. You were the man that was. Huh?
You may have.
What brings you out today? Not much, man. Good to see you.
I saw you. I had to come talk with you.
Yeah. Good to see you, man. What does the appeal to heaven mean? What are you trying to?
It's an historic slogan. It goes back to the American Revolution, and there was a philosopher, I can't remember his name, but he said that when the appeals to the king for justice are ignored, then the people must appeal to God himself. And this was an historic flag. There were 5 little sloops, and they were called George Washington's cruisers. And this is it harkens back to the flag that those 5 little boats carried, an appeal to heaven. Our liberty does not come from man. It does not come from each other. Our liberty comes from God and God alone. And this is a reminder that we must appeal to God for mercy, God for repentance, and for God for our hope.
I agree with that a lot. I stand where you're standing. I can't remember if you told me when I interviewed you or not, but what sect of Christianity are you from?
I'm just I read the Bible and I think it's true.
Right.
I read the Constitution and I think, that's plain.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad to see you again. I know you were pretty pretty heartbroken that day that they toppled the Washington statue. Well, you have a good day, sir.
All right, thank you.
If you guys have seen, I don't know if you've seen some of my videos, we've got a lot of interviews. I used to just interview on camera before I started live streaming so much. But I know that I got his interview the night that they toppled the George Washington statue in northeast Portland area of 50th and 70th, close to there. He was there the next day, and he was very, very heartbroken. He was actually in tears when he brought the flowers to lay out the foundation stone of the statue that was toppled. He said that he had not gone to Vietnam because he's a conscientious objector, and his religious beliefs don't allow him to harm, to go to war, to be violent like that. But he said that what was so heartbroken is that these mobs were coming out and forcing people to act certain ways, and just forcing the government. He said when he was young, it was a safe place. You could believe what you wanted to be. You were allowed to be a conscientious objector. You could be a dissenter. And then he claimed that the riots are showing that there's no freedom of conscience anymore, and people are being attacked just for believing different things. So it really broke his heart that losing the freedoms of this country. What you got there? In the coup? Thank you.
Telling her, no, we're not going to put up with this. Send an email to Beth Plano, Secretary of State. Now, we want a verification that every vote is a legal vote. Count only the legal votes. The last thing, I have a list of around 14,000 people. Oh, I thought.
Did you see how hard they trolled Sideshow Bob Tifa?
What?
Remember Sideshow Bob from last week? Weren't you one of the ones that
Watch out! Oh, was that the puffy hair guy?
Yeah. The internet trolled that guy hard.
That's the guy that dumped all the ammo on the ground.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm bad at that. Sorry. Hey,
same motherfucker.
Oh, you guys got yelled at, Gina. She's not crazy on the street, so.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, last week at this rally, there was this light-skinned guy with an orange afro, humongous afro. A lot of people commented that he was the spitting image of Sideshow Bob off The Simpsons. There was a man on my stream that was giving a police report about him, and he's like, "Yeah, it's that Sideshow Bob looking guy, the guy from The Simpsons." But anyways, he got arrested here because he went up in this direction over here, and he dumped a box full of spent shell casings, all different kinds of shell casings, and then walked off from it. And then it pissed the Patriot crowd off pretty bad because he was obviously trying to be a provocateur and make the Patriots look bad. He had done that several days before in Vancouver as well with shotgun shell casings. Anyways, the Patriots were coming after him and kind of surrounding him in a mob, and they wanted him to just clean his stuff up, and he wouldn't. And there's actually a Simpsons clip of Sideshow Bob saying that when the Democrats get in power, all the criminals will get out and he'll be back on the street. It was a Simpsons prediction. Can I pet your dog?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Boomer.
Gomer?
Boomer.
Boomer. Oh, did I already pet him?
Yeah.
That's how. Get him again. He looks a little different now. He's all wet. Oh, hey, buddy.
You did a great job.
Thanks, man. hungry. This event's got an awesome vibe today. Everybody's in good spirits. No, I'm not seeing people walk around and looking like they're too angry or broken things. But no counter protesters here. So this is the I think it's My Brother's Keeper group. It's giving food out for donations today. You guys are, I'm live streaming. You want to shout out your organization for it real quick?
So, yeah, I do. It's called I Am My Brother's Keepers. And what we do is there's so much chaos and negativity and stuff going on right now. I kind of had an idea one day, but I'm a cook. That's what I do by trade. And what I know is food makes people feel good. Good food makes somebody happy, makes them feel good. So I thought, why not just go out and start feeding people, and hopefully somebody's going to get some good food, enjoy it, be in a good mood, and go do something nice for somebody else. Kind of just combat all the negativity, the chaos, the destruction that's going on.
So is I Am My Brother's Keeper, is that an organization?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, it's a Facebook group, but it's pretty much me and a couple other people here and there.
All right.
But yeah, it's called,
you just try to feed people?
I Am My Brother's Keepers. Good food equals joy equals happiness. Long live. I should have a sign right here, but it's not us. They left it at the house.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming out today.
Pray for his emotions. I mean, it's an emotional roller coaster, I'm sure. He's been somewhat quiet, but pray for him. Don't give up. One last thing.
I try not
okay,
to.
Two last things. I'm going to be like a preacher. Two last things.
I think I don't know if I just started doing that because I was just so bummed out
Please raise your hands.
all the nasty.
How many of you with school-age children, those kids are quote-unquote in public school?
But
okay. How many of you have run for school board?
Jordan Peterson's book, the 12 Rules for Life.
Run for school board. That's the next election.
He says whenever you see a cat, stop and pet it. It's kind of something I try to implement.
The school
makes me happy.
Determine what the kids are learning. Okay? We need you to run. Coming out here, rah rah, shish kumbah, we all feel good. Dopamine is great in the brain. We love it. I love being out in front of people and speaking. But if we all go home and do nothing but sit on our keyboards and in front of our computers and moan and groan and complain, nothing's going to change at all. We need you involved. Okay? Now, if I don't get the miracle of switching 206,000 some odd votes,
I'm anonymous
then I will run in 2022.
You can ask the leaders of the event.
And I will need a whole heck of a lot of help, because if the sitting Senator Wyden does not retire, it's going to be a bigger battle than it was this time around. I'm going to need a whole lot of people to help. So, two things. If you want to help me win, and well, I'm still praying that I'm going to win this time because I should be there. But get my business card so that you can volunteer to help, make phone calls to these 10,000 people. And the last thing that I want to leave you with, whether somebody is a Republican, a Democrat, Green Party, Tea Party, this party likes to party. At the end of the day, if we will stop and look at each other and go, I wonder what we have in common first. Before we decide what we don't agree on, you will find out that we have a lot more in common than we don't. And when we find out that we have a lot more in common than that division that the enemy of my soul, which is the enemy of my country, wants to keep us divided upon, we're going to find out, wow, we really have a lot of things in common. Let's start building on what do we agree on, and we can then move forward. They want us divided. Divided we fall, united we stand. Let's stand united. This is these United States of America. Thank you all so much, and may God bless each and every one of you for standing out here in the cold and the rain. May God bless President Trump and our great country. Thank you.
Again, there's Jo Ray Perkins. I am super glad she came. That was awesome. That was a last minute decision, so I'm really grateful to her for making this drive last minute. That was not planned. Just real quick, you guys, it's amazing that you're standing out here. I'm looking at you, you're wet, you're cold. First of all, can we make sure that the kids, elderly, are underneath the boots? First and foremost, they need to be warm, guys. I see a couple elderly that are not under them, and that's not cool in my boat. So let's fix that. Where's the garbage can? Find one. It's over there by the food, babe. All right, and Proud Boys for being out here. Jeremy, Josh, Robert, you guys, I couldn't flip all of you guys. Brad, I couldn't have done this without you whatsoever. I love my secret reppin', and Josh, you guys, I mean Jeremy, you guys are always there for me. Flip's always got my back, and I just really appreciate everyone coming out here. You guys are soaking wet, and I can still feel the energy. Everybody is still attentively listening. Nobody's blowing anybody off. The cars and trucks are still going by with flags, so this is just really awesome, and I appreciate it. Just real quick before we go into Jeff Croft and then an intermission and Amy Ryan course, I want to touch on something real quick. Another thing that we're defeating the steal of is our justice system, the injustices in the justice system. The fact that BLM and Antifa can burn and riot and loot and steal and stab and taunt, and I can go on, and there's no consequence. If anything, they're booked and released, and we're lucky if that happens. Jay Danielson has not gotten the justice that he deserves for what happened to him. He was brutally hunted down, assassinated, and murdered in cold. And scream about it. I've got Jeff Croft coming up. You want this, babe?
I should have some now. I know.
Do you love America? Will you defend the Constitution? Do you honor that flag? Amen. This is not over, is it? No. And it ain't. Are enshrined in one of our founding documents. And what does it say? It says, we have inalienable rights given to us by the Creator, not by government, not by Kate Brown or anybody else. And among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what's at stake, friends. Any of you have children or grandchildren? Yeah. Do you want them to grow up in a free America? I do. I have a 7 and a 9-year-old grandsons, and I want them to live free. I want them to have every opportunity that you and I have had and that we have for this moment. And that means we have to do some things. That's why even no matter when this is over with, the election, it ain't over. Because liberty is a timeless value, and it is through all the ages, and it must be preserved. The Tree of Liberty, Thomas Jefferson wrote. What's that famous quote? Must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Now let's hope it doesn't come to that, but you know what? It did. You remember a thing called a Revolutionary War? Only 20% of the Americans who lived in America at that time supported the Revolutionary War. Did you know that? Only 20%. And we barely won that, but because 20% would not give up. You're not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I still fly Trump flags and the American flags on the back of my pickup. And I'm going to keep doing it, folks. Ronald Reagan said something, and this is so important. Freedom is not passed to our children through our genetics. It has to be fought over. It has to be taught. It has to be debated. That is the wonderful opportunity that we have as Americans. And I don't care what your faith is. I don't care what your ideas are. We have liberty. You may be someone who totally disagrees with me on a whole host of things. I honor your right and your liberty to do that. That's what's at stake in this election. And that's what's at stake after this election. So I'm going to give you 3 things to do. Number 1, I want to echo many of the things that Joe Ray said. Number 1 is pray. I don't care if you are Jewish, if you are Catholic, it doesn't matter. Evangelical, Bible thumper, tongue-talking guy like me, it doesn't matter. Pray. And if you are not, we have a Friday night group, some of the people are here. We get together on Friday nights, several churches outside of Albany. And we pray over the political system and our political leaders. Pray. And if your church, your synagogue does not have a prayer group, start one. Go to one. Be engaged. Pray. We need God's almighty intervention right now in this election. We need this fraud in this election to be exposed. We need these computer algorithms and the viruses that have led to the theft of votes to be exposed. We need divine guidance to make that happen. Donald Trump, I believe, was divinely appointed by God Almighty to be this president at this time. So pray. We need God's help. The second thing is get involved. Joe Ray's so right. I don't care what you do. Go run for office or go to a city council meeting or a school board meeting and sit in the back, read their budget, read what the curriculum is that they're teaching your kids. Now, I know a little bit about this because I'm the founder of one of the largest schools in this state called Oregon. It used to be Oregon Connections Academy. It's now Oregon Charter Academy. We're a public online charter school. We're 16 years old. We have 5,000 students, K through 12. I'm now in control. We've gone fully independent. I am now, and my fellow board members, in control of our curriculum. We don't teach some of the garbage that's being taught to our kids. And we're not gonna. Okay? We'll comply with all the things that we have to statewide. But I'm telling you, friends, you go get involved with your schools. Go get elected to your fire board, your water district. You know how many times you look on your ballot and there's all these positions to vote for people and there's nobody running. You need to run. You know why? Because you have principles and values of liberty. And that needs to get put in play in your city councils, in your county commissions, on your school boards, your fire districts, all of them. Stay active. That's the second thing. The first thing is pray. Second thing is get active, stay active, be involved in politics. Don't step back. Don't give up. The third thing, and this is maybe the most important, and I talk about this constantly. I do a morning political talk show right here in Salem. It's political call-in talk radio every morning, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. We replay it at 6 in the evening. It's 12:20 a.m. KSLM is the radio station. The owners of it are here. They're friends of ours. They're believers in liberty. So, this is what I tell my audience. The third thing that's most important to ensure that your liberty and that of your children and your grandkids and my grandsons is preserved is for you to persuade the persuadable. Every one of us know people in our circle, your world, whatever your world is, doesn't matter. Church, civic groups, just your friends. Every one of us know people that can go either way politically on things. What you need to do is to not argue with them. What you need to do is attract them to the issue of liberty. It is the thing that binds us all as Americans. Even though some in the Democrat Party, the liberals, some of the unaffiliated people, they care about the same things we care about. They care about their liberty. They care about their kids. We argue about how we get there. Okay, fine. You can persuade other people by having conversations with them. Make this your mission for this next year, and I'm quite serious. Pick out one person in your world, people that you know, and have meaningful conversations with them, plant little seeds, don't argue, ask thoughtful questions. And this is what I talk about on my show all the time, because it is how you bring people to the place that they have to get to in their own mind, that they need to change their political alliances and their things. Okay? How many of you have never been in politics, or never been involved in politics till recently? Raise your hands. All right, something happened in your life to get you to this point. That's what your mission is to help someone else in your world get to that point. So 3 things: pray, get active, be active, do something. Number 3 is persuade a persuadable person using liberty. Let that be your theme, liberty. It's what all of us desire. Now, one last thing. Next Saturday, the 21st, we want to do something unique. All up and down Interstate 5, we want flag wavers to be at every overpass, every interchange. And I mean from Eugene to Portland, if we can make it happen, okay?
From Medford to Portland.
From Medford to Portland. Why limit it? Okay, so if you want to be a part of that with your Trump flag, with your American flag, it is we the people of Lane County. You can go to their Facebook page. We're going to stand up an event page and do that. So next Saturday, all right.
The event's going to be called Stop the Pause.
Stop the pause. Okay, there you go. Stop the pause. Next Saturday, every intersection. We want to make, we're not going to stop, folks. I'm not going to stop. I pray you're not going to stop. Believe in liberty. Fight for liberty. We'll see you.
Jeff Croft, everybody. Thank you. All right, again, before I bring up my next speaker, we do have food and drinks. If I didn't mention it before, it is for free, donation only. Please go get warm, get some soup, get some chicken, get some drinks. I have Amy Ryan Cursor. I'm really excited about this one, you guys. So please welcome Amy Ryan Cursor.
What mod do I have in here? What mod do I have in right now?
After this, we will take an intermission where I have some fun to have with my Proud Boys real quick.
Thank you, my dear. It is so great to be here. Thank you so much for being out in the rain with all of us. It's such an empowering thing to get us all together. You guys are rock stars. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amy Ryan Cursor. I ran for Congress this election cycle, 2020, and our race is not done, but the numbers are a close margin. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you, your support and your love and encouragement. And what I want to do is just share just a couple minutes and a couple thoughts with you, and I appreciate being invited. But several of you who know me know I'm a basketball girl. I actually, I've been in basketball for a very long time. I officiate right here at the Capitol at Hoopla. I'm one of the founders and part of that program. Great program for kids. But I was that youth who was a troubled youth. And I played basketball when I was really young, and instead of being inside, I went outside and I shot baskets all night long. I was that kid the neighbor hated, you know. So I shot baskets, I played, and then as I got older, I coached and I mentor kids, and I've officiated basketball for 20 years. I tell you that story to tell you that I think politics are a lot like basketball. I see a lot of similarities. You get excited about the game. You strategize. You're getting ready for the jump ball. You're planning mentally and physically to share and to build your team and to get people excited to support you. And I love the analogy. But I want you to know that even though I realize as we move forward as a state and as a nation that we're not where we wanted to be, right? But I wanted to, and I brought notes so I didn't lose track, which are wet. But I want you to know that even though I ran a great race for Congress, I'm so proud of my race and the people who supported me and my volunteers, and I couldn't have done it without them. But I want you to know that I was passionate and I believed in the end game. I believed what we were doing. I hear people say often, hey, I'm out of here, I'm moving the state. I tell everyone, I plead, please don't leave. Our state's worth fighting for. We have great, great things and great people and great purpose. And I know if we unite, I know we can make a difference. But as you have seen, and I know everyone's frustrated. If you follow me on social media, I get that you're frustrated. But it's worth fighting for. So I implore you to keep the fight. We have great leaders. We have people to get behind. We have candidates that are worth fighting for. And so I want you to know that that there's lots of them, and you know who they are, so I won't go into that. But as America unites, as we wait for election results, as we see it unfold, we know that there's deep corruption. Let's talk about a little bit briefly about China. I talk a little bit about that as a congressional candidate. It's something that's really important to me. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been fighting against international terrorism for a long time. Right now we're fighting internally. But let me tell you, we need representatives who understand that China is not our friends. Joe Biden is aligned with China and Ukraine. They're not our friends. Who's going to stand up to these terrorists and these people who are hurting our elections process and our freedoms? We called China, our president called China on their crap a long time ago, and guess what? Guess what? We have a Chinese virus. Hello, does anybody think that's a coincidence? Okay, do we have anybody in Congress that are standing up? Do we have the House majority? Not yet, but we will, because you know what? Because that is God's divine plan. And you know that faith and fear can't live together. I've been fighting for this for a long time, but just know that there's bigger things happening. There's bigger corruption. There's things that are aligned that we don't know about. You and I, we're just simple people on the street. We don't know, but I'll tell you, I have dived in headfirst into this race, and I know a lot more that scares me and terrifies me of where we're headed as a nation. Socialism will kill our state, and we have to unite to fight against it. And I know you're doing that. That's why you're here in the rain with me, right? So I will tell you, those are things we cannot overlook. Of course, China and Ukraine want Biden to be the president. Who do you think is pushing him right there? That's where the money's coming from. It's deeply corrupt. And I'll tell you, having issues as a politician, as a candidate, it's really hard. One, to run in a pandemic, but two, to raise that money that needs to be had to fight back. The Democrats have a funding machine. They are a fundraising machine. And if you don't believe that, follow the money trail, follow the BLM money. It's all tied together. And I will tell you, as you move forward in your everyday lives, pay attention, read, know that you can find candidates who are willing to make the fight, and then get behind them because they need you. And I don't care if it's $10 or if it's $100 or if it's a prayer. We have to unite to make that happen. And it's up to you. It's up to all of us to unite together, right? So I'm gonna wrap up real quick because we're in the rain. I know we have other people that are gonna speak, but I want you to know that we must stop the attack on our democracy. As I mentioned, the focus is on the future. We have to promote confidence. We have to unite. We have to come together and save our democracy. That's up to us, ladies and gentlemen. That's not up to a politician or somebody sitting in a house. That's up to us to unite and have our voices heard, because those people work for you. Okay, don't ever forget who works for you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you in wrapping up, fixing our broken system, Oregon. I could go on and on. Follow me on social media. There's a lot of brokenness, and I am all about moving forward and uniting as a state to fix it. But I will tell you, from my heart, let me just finish with this. I know we did not get the red wave that we had hoped for. We had some great races and some great people, and we didn't get the red wave that we had hoped for. Well, and it's not over yet. Can I get an amen? We are not done yet, right? So I will tell you that even though I think there's some races that we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, mine might be one of them, I will tell you that I do believe the red revolution is coming. 2022 we're going to own it, ladies and gentlemen, because every single one of us are going to fight for it and make it happen. Elections have consequences. You know, I can't tell you that even more strongly. The elections have consequences. Don't give up. I believe in you. I love our state, and I want you to implore you to keep fighting. I believe in you. Amen.
Thank you again. That's Amy Ryan Corser. All right, we're going to be doing an intermission with some more music. Upbeat. Go get some food. Go get some drinks. Can I please get all my Proud Boys? Pretty please. Proud Boys. No lockdown. What lockdown, huh? Kate, who? What? I don't know about no lockdown. I said no.
Hey, Chrysanthemum, can you do me a favor real quick for me, if you're still in here?
We will lock her down. We're working on it.
see her responding so quickly. So MK, I need you to check my mics for me, okay? I'm gonna pay attention to you and not everybody else. So MK and Chrysanthemum, how is my voice right now? Mic is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna unplug this mic that I'm talking to because I don't think my other mic is working. I want to check that. So I'm gonna unplug this one. I'm gonna talk into the other one.
Crime race through the roof. We make our ends meet, take what we need to survive. A sharp one kill is such a thrill. That's the way that I was raised. When I pick up a gun, I hit right where I aim. It's time to take a stand. It's time to draw the line. You better bring yours when you come to take mine. Granddaddy taught my daddy how to hunt and how to fish, how to be a man. Don't take any shit. Raised up on the good book, learned about the land. They grew what they ate, they didn't get it from Uncle Sam. It's time to take a stand. It's time to draw the line. You better bring yours when you come to take mine. I'll round up all my river friends, meet you at the Mason Dixon line. Cause the sun is gonna rise again, and we're gonna kick your ass this time. You better bring yours when you come to take mine.
So Chrysanthemum and MK, I'm going to try that mic check again real quick, okay?
We archived it 2 weeks after we filed the recall petition. So that woman is why we still have Kate Brown. Some people just...
Okay. How can you hear me right now? How am I reading now? Right now, check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. How are you reading me right now? How's the mic right now? Great voice. Okay, now I'm going to switch mics, and I'm going to see how... All right, how am I reading now? How am I reading now? How am I reading now? Check, 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 check. How am I reading now? How am I reading now? Looking for a Chrysanthemum. How am I reading now? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Okay. These are both working. Alright, thank you guys. That means they're both working. For some reason my directional mic wasn't working earlier.
Shake a man's hand and look him in the eye. That's so hard to do.
Huh?
Don't blow smoke.
No, I'm not gonna.
Don't tell lies.
I'd have to go find
just tell the truth.
Wait.
Rumors going
How you doing, Mr.
round
Bill?
around town. You've been talking shit.
Oh,
Say
Not
I
so bad.
can't play,
My umbrella.
say I can't sing, and my songs they won't be hit.
I gotta go get a clamp now.
Hello, if you came in the convoy with me from Springfield, we are leaving. I'm sorry, I got a baby shower to go to. So if you rode with me from Springfield, we are leaving. I'm scared of the rain.
You want to do an interview? No. How about you, Mr. Bill? You want to do an interview?
Sure, sure.
Where are you?
So you're a streamer from Portland as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys might have seen him on the stream when I was at the statues that day. We were standing around with a couple other people, a mod from Portland Indian Shot. But what made you start streaming, Mr. Bill?
Well, just with all the stuff that everybody was kept saying, you know, Trump's a racist and all this other nonsense and everything, knowing it's not true, I'm like, wanted to kind of get the message out there for people to do flag waves, get out there and show their support for their country and their president, and kind of help change the narrative that the left keeps painting.
Yeah.
You know, it's similar to what you're doing there. And, you know, there's so many people that want to stay home and not really get out there and take action, like one of the guys over there was saying. Get out there and kind of show your support. You know, if you're a keyboard warrior, be a keyboard warrior, but at least, you know, be positive and getting your message across. But if you can get out there and go to events like this, see what's going on, it's a great way to do it.
You mostly just go to the safe events, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any trouble from Antifa or Black Lives Matter?
Not from any of the safe events. You know, as long as we're outnumbered. There was one time earlier, must have been like March or something like that. Antifa, BLM were over here having a nice little powwow or something like that. Me and him who were here. I came here first, sitting right over there, and they came over there like, "What are you doing?" And they got within 6 feet of me. I kept saying, "Hey guys, 6 foot distance and everything," and they kept surrounding me and him who. So it got a little crazy, but just little teenage punks, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. You guys here with a flag, big deal, you know.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been mostly going to the safe stuff or events where I've got security. Sometimes I'll go to some of the events where there's no security, but you know, I try to stay safe. All right, man, I'm gonna go walk around and get some more interviews. I'll hit you up later. All right.
Yes, businesses in Thailand. This shit needs to stop. Get these people the hell out of here. They don't want, you know, it's just, I'm speechless right now. You guys, most of you haven't even heard my name.
Motorcycle riding suit on.
It's not like me, because I tell the truth. They don't want you to hear
How you doing?
the truth.
And I'm gonna miss him. I hope someone across the street from him so we have to stop. Oh man. Look at that puffer. Stay away from that one. Hungry. I want some of that barbecue. But I have to go find a sneaky place to hide out for a little bit. I think I'm gonna do that after I go see what this tent is up here. I'm hungry. So MK and Chrysanthemum, you guys obviously knew. I added you guys as mods. Thank you. Looks like you didn't mind being that, so appreciate it. What I've tried to do in these chats is keep out threats of violence, keep out spam. Can I pet this guy? Can I pet your dog?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What's his name? What's his name?
He's here for Toby.
Toby?
Yes,
nice to meet you, little guy.
He's out here, yeah. He's a big fat Donald Trump.
He's shivering. I've got a petting dog addiction. I try to pet all the dogs I see.
It's great to see you out here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm live on YouTube right now. Villain Report. I stream the riots and sometimes and the Patriot events, and so yeah.
Right on.
But I also have a secondary route of trying to pet every dog I see.
What are you on YouTube?
Villain report, like villain, like a
Villain
pirate.
report.
Yeah,
Got it.
villain
Oh,
report.
okay.
Yeah.
Never got a cell phone, so we
Yeah.
don't.
Right on. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
There's that guy again. I petted him last week. I don't remember this guy's name. I pet him last week.
Did you?
Yeah, what's his name?
Apache.
I should remember that.
Yeah.
What's up, Apache? Yeah, you were scared of me last time.
Well, it's a mask, and a lot of it's a mask.
Oh, he's a good
Okay,
buffer.
you're okay.
Probably wants to smell all the other dogs, so
Right.
I'll give him the dog petting hand.
It's okay, you're okay.
Yeah,
good boy, good boy. Good boy.
Those were the gloves.
Yeah.
The ones that were the only ones you could find.
Yeah, I turned them inside out so I could hide them. You got a ho ho ho
Yeah, I like
and,
it.
and a Santa Claus.
Perfect.
Good to see you again, Apache.
Yeah.
Trying to get my camera strap back on.
Attention, we've got Bill Courier up next.
Did you ask if he was a border collie?
Well, actually, I got the hat when I was down in southern border last year.
Hello.
All right. Look at him. Look at him. So happy. But anyways, Chrysanthemum NK, I was just saying that don't let anybody target anybody direct harassment in here. People can be like gritty and have gruff conversations, but no target harassment, no like hateful things. If people are spamming, just kick them. If you think you can get them a warning, then do it at your discretion. If you don't, just boot them. And don't let people have like an N-word in here or make calls for violence. So whatever you think, just don't be too hard on people. I know Rise PAX, you guys are seeing him. He's a troll in my chat all the time, but I kind of try to let him go because I'm trying to have not an echo chamber. Thank you guys for being mods for me. And if there's anybody in here that is in here a lot, if I can recognize your name, I'll mod you. Buddha Girl, if you're still in here, I wouldn't mind modding you. I haven't seen you type anything for a while, so I imagine you took off.
Listen. Everyone of you knows that I was a patriot because you are a patriot. It is where your allegiance is put.
Apache.
The media and many in government, in what we like to call the swamp, are allegiance to government. You, as patriots, have your allegiance to your country and your countrymen. Is that not right? Your allegiance is above government. When we pledge allegiance to the flag and to the what? The republic for which it stands. That is what is at stake right now in America.
Yeah.
We can slide down the path to socialism quicker than any of us could have imagined. We're seeing
I'll interview you real quick. I'm live. I'm live right now. You want to be interviewed?
Sure, I guess.
You say no? Okay. I'm just not hearing you very well.
I'm just excited.
Socialism
Yeah, it was
faster
nice.
than we could have ever thought possible. We cannot
Thank
let
you,
that
man. I appreciate
happen.
that. Yeah.
So we, you and I, all of us, are here to support President Trump.
Yeah, it's nice that people are coming out even in this nasty weather to, yeah.
He has fought for us, and we are going to fight
Right on.
for him.
All right, man. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
But even more so, we're going to fight for the Constitution.
Could you tell me who you are again?
Villain Report.
What report
Anonymous
is it?
streamer,
Villain Report. The day after the statue, I was there recording people.
Oh yeah. I was a mess that day.
I know, you were very moving. Your words were very moving that day. Yeah, I have your interview that's a couple minutes long on my YouTube channel.
Every one of us here. And what's
Villain Report, VILLAIN.
Even if just by your presence here to uphold.
No, I was.
Oh, AIN? Isn't it IAN?
No, it's actually spelled AIN. Everybody thinks so the other way. Villain is how it's spelled.
Villain Report.
Yep.
I'll look for it.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I was in a mess. I was a mess that day.
Well, the words you spoke were very moving. A lot of people really enjoyed what you said and how you expressed it.
He received 10 million more votes.
I'm done weeping.
Yeah? All right. Sometimes that's good, huh?
I'm done weeping.
All right.
Actually, millions of those votes.
It's time for something else.
Or that votes
I think that's appropriate.
It's time for something else.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
We are not conceding because he will not be conceding. This is going to the Supreme Court. It will get resolved. And we will prevail. Why? Because 70 million Americans voted for President Trump. And the fraud that has been committed on America will not stand. It will be exposed. And the thing is that it didn't just happen in 6 states that are currently the focus. It has happened elsewhere. And we are working with the Trump team here in Oregon to expose any fraud that may have occurred here in Oregon. The votes need to be valid in Oregon as well. We cannot allow, even though Oregon did not use the Dominion system, there's still evidence of vote tampering and fraud here in Oregon, and we will be working to expose it. I wanted to talk for a few minutes about what was happening in Oregon and in America in general, but I also wanted to talk about what we're doing and how you can help. I also wanted to stand here and say to all of those that spoke before me, thank you for your service, for your candidacy, for committing to restoring the America that became great and that President Trump is restoring and helping us restore. Thank you for that commitment. All right, so there are lots of votes that they are currently starting to recount in some states. But you and I both know that the recount is not the issue. Many of those votes came in after the deadline. The Supreme Court will have the ability to set aside the votes that came in after the deadline. We don't care about recounting so much as we do determining what was legitimate and what was not. Every valid vote should count, and every invalid vote should not count. That is the issue. I want to also say that even though we didn't see a red wave, we didn't see a blue wave either. President Trump was supposedly 17 points down. What happened to that? What happened to that? It was a big lie by the media. And if you're with the media out here today watching, please know that you are part of the fraud. You are the ones that have convinced significant numbers of Americans of a huge untruth. You have lied to the American people. You are complicit. And if you do not become journalists again and report the truth, you will be taken away from the equation. America will reject you. They are already guilty. Here in Oregon, we have picked up legislative seats. I don't know if you know this, but we have stopped the supermajority here in Oregon. So, even though there wasn't a red wave, there wasn't a blue wave either. We gained some ground. It was net positive, and we need to continue to move in that direction. The governor's lockdown, it was both unconstitutional and unlawful, and has been, every one of them has been, since she exceeded her scope of authority about a month after she declared the first lockdown in March of 2020. Everything she has done since then, this supposed misdemeanor, if you fail
to abide by her limit of 2 families and 6 people in your household for Thanksgiving is completely unlawful, because you cannot declare an edict that is in violation of the Constitution. The governor's supposed law, even the legislature's law that is in violation of the higher law of the Constitution, is null and void. And we the people are not going to stand for it. You are not the minority here. You are in the majority. We will overturn this situation. And it's a kind of a good thing that they have stepped out and overreached and attempted to impose dictatorial measures and tyrannical supposed laws on us, because now, like the frog in the water, we're jumping out. And other Americans are jumping out, and we're saying, enough is enough. Well, we're going to do something about it together. Don't ask me to do something about it. You help me do something about it. Yeah. I'm here to ask for your help. We are going to do something about it together. When we start pointing fingers at each other, we fail. Let's work together to win, to secure America, to restore our rights, state by state, across this nation. Our president has fought for us. Let's fight with him and for him. Let's focus on working together. Let me end with this. Get involved. Run for office. Support our cause. This is bigger than a party. This is bigger than any individual group. This is America at stake. Our republic will go down the drain if we do not stand up. Are you with me? Are we together? Let's do this. Let's not make ourselves the threat. If we start turning inward and pointing at each other instead of focusing on the threat, the real threat to our republic. You know, they talk about a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a representative republic. Democracy is mob control. Every person has a voice. That's the closest we come to a democracy. It's a good thing that we don't have mob rule. We elect representatives. That is a representative republic. Let's not forget that. I'm tired of hearing democracy. We cannot make ourselves the threat. Let's focus outward. Let's work on the problem together. Let's come together. Now, let me leave you with this, and thank you for your attention this afternoon. We have set up an email that if you have witnessed any kind of voting irregularity, we want to pass this on to the Trump legal team. The email address it's really simple, election.integrity at Oregon.gop. We are working with the Trump legal team to pass these along, because the Dominion system software and the other irregularities will be exposed, and we want to make sure Oregon is included. Thank you so much.
Doris Day, thank you. She says, I'm not going to act any differently.
All right, everyone. Again, that was Bill Courier. Are we still doing okay out here? That was kind of quiet. How are we doing? Guys, what are we? American? What do we want to do with Kate Brown? Now you guys have the energy. All right, guys, we have Paul Romero.
Right. I don't know about y'all, but it looks like lightning just struck. And in a big, good way. All right. So, as y'all have probably been paying attention to, a whole lot of information, news has been coming out about this election all over the United States. And as we go, we're seeing more and more elements that are being fully exposed. As a matter of fact, on Monday of this last week, the U.S. Army forces went into Frankfurt, Germany. That's right. And what did they recover? They recovered the entire servers for Seidel. Seidel's connected to all the bad guys. Dominion software, all the campaign ballot cheating software, all that information's there, they have it. So the question's going to be, just how much information is there and how many states are actually involved. Now the question most of y'all might have is this. Here in Oregon, we pretty much look at our elections for president and senators would have you as done and over with. That's not true. What can you do about it? What needs to be done about it? I'll tell you. What they did was this. We have a couple of different softwares that are used throughout the state. And election systems and software is one of them. Also, clear ballot. All these things are compromised. Plain, pure, and simple. One of the things we can do is we have to all together demand, not just a recount. A recount, by definition, means they run it back through the software that they already have. We don't need the same result, not to mention the fact with those other servers offline, they won't be able to make any adjustments that way, which is good. However, what we do have to demand is what we call a canvass or a recanvass, which is an actual hand count of all ballots. Now I'm talking about every election in the state. I'm talking about every ballot measure, every single one. You can't tell me that after a governor race we had, where only half of the people that actually voted in that race some years ago, 51% voted in favor of our cannabis laws. 51%, that's kind of weird, right? Well, if that was true, let's just go with that. Do you really think Oregonians voted over 70% in favor of legalizing heroin and cocaine and psychedelics? Exactly right. Now the next question is this. Why would Clatsop County and Clackamas County deny Republican poll watchers? Anybody? Anybody? There you go. That's right. They are cooking something over there. So with all these illegal things going on, it's a matter of this. It's up to all of us to hold them accountable. How can we do that? Very simply, we got to call our legislators. We have to call the Secretary of State. Right now, you can't even get through there. You have to call your local clerk of court, your county clerks. You got to file your complaints. Send them a letter. Whatever it takes. We have to beat on them until they fix this. There was a time here in Oregon when you came into a polling place, you brought your ID, they confirmed who it was, you got to sign your name in the book, and you went and you filled out your ballot. That's a way better trustworthy system than it is today. Sometimes you just have to go old school. And the old school is, at this point, the best school. And I still support that. So as we move forward, I want everybody, please, every last one of you, you can all do something about this. You can all take an active role. I look forward to seeing some of these other candidates actually win these races, from the U.S. Senate,
I missed it, but can
the
you
U.S.
guys
House
look
of
up
Representatives,
that man's last name?
and also
Bill,
especially a change on these ballots. We're going to see all kinds of
chairperson for
changes,
the Republican
but
Party
it's going
in
to take
Oregon,
that
Bill
hand
something.
count. Now, one thing is this. A clerk of court or county clerk has the ability to actually do hand counts themselves. They don't have to get authorization from Secretary of State to do it, okay? And the fact that somebody in Michigan decided to do that saved the state.
Quick Google search for me,
Imagine
guys.
that. It exposed this
last
whole
name,
thing
the
in the
chairperson
biggest,
for
most
the
public
Republican
way.
Party of Oregon.
That's the kind of stuff that we need.
Chairman.
We need people to step up and do the right thing. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat has no relevance in that situation. It should be because we're all Americans. We all like our freedom, we all like our liberty, and we'll be damned if we're just going to let somebody walk over us and take it from us, right?
Bill
So,
Courier,
again, what can you do? Make your calls, beat the drum. You got to go after everybody, and especially legislators. Your legislature people will take your calls, okay? But I'm asking you not just to call Republicans. You call Democrats, you call them all. You go through the book, you go through all their numbers, you leave a message. We have to inundate the system and demand a canvass recount, hand count of all ballots in the state, every county. And I look forward, like I said, each county, so if you know people, you might be able to inspire them and get all the volunteers they need to help them out, do that in your counties. Because once one county comes out and says, well, we use this ballot counting software, here was the results they kicked out for us, here's our hand count results, and here's the disparity. That's the kind of publicity we need. We need advocates. We need citizen advocates to step up and do this stuff. We can't do it ourselves.
Hi, are you with the gentleman over there with the sign?
Whatever. We can't do this.
No, he's got this. He's got a hat for the or the sign for the appeal to heaven as well.
That whole thing you've heard it before. United we stand, divided we fall.
I'm an anonymous reporter. I'm live on YouTube. Can I ask you about your appeal to heaven? He was saying that was from the Revolution. Yeah.
They've been compiling the data. What's interesting is
what does the shirt mean?
Appeal to heaven goes back to George Washington and the
available right after they get it. But it's not.
This is why the nation, tribal, Native
American.
There was a group of tribes that were constantly fighting, so they decided to use this symbol to unify under mutual laws so that they wouldn't continue to fight one another. So anyway, George Washington used that in the American Revolution as a symbol that to unite the 13 colonies under the flag, like the so they would identify not just as being a revolution under themselves, but looking back to the native tribes to unify.
We can all make a difference.
Interesting.
I'm very proud about it.
Interesting. Thank you. I'll have to look that up later. Thank you.
We are truly at our best. That makes me pretty excited, and I'll tell you what, after the first day I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? The next day, my wife Oksana, she was just about to jump off a cliff. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me talk you off the ledge. Let me walk you through what I know. Let me go find out some more things. Put all this information together, and it has been nothing but an avalanche of information ever since. I cannot tell you just how much information is being sent to me, not only by Oregonians. I'm talking about people out of state. You know, I have a lot of good friends in a lot of high places, and they really help out a lot with good information. They direct me and guide me. And, you know, I'm a firm believer in the team effort. So understand, if we really want to truly fix Oregon, recover Oregon, this is a team effort. We do need leaders. We need people to step up for city council, school board. We need people to do it. Even if you only do it for one term, just step in, do the job, do it right. Because I'll tell you right now, the majority of the people in those places right now are not doing the job. Something else I want to bring up. There's this little issue we have in our timber industry. And we have nobody really recovering it, not really. We do have a few people trying to control it, and I got a little problem with that. Because that pretty much cuts out all the little guys in this state. You know what? We have a lot of little guys. And they have every right to a livelihood as anyone else. Well, guess what? We have an answer. We have a solution. And all I need are the county commissioners in any given county to come give me a call. We will actually walk them through the federal process to make sure that no matter what, no environmentalist, no Sierra Club, no state of Oregon, no forest department, nothing can stop them from doing this. Can you imagine what would happen if we could actually haul the timber on a 3.5 mile from any given road from either side? So that's a 7-mile swath of timber on any road.
I'm following you. Oh, you're not the same guy earlier, right? No. Oh, okay, I was like, you look exactly like a buddy from earlier, but it looked like you changed your mask. So.
Oh, huh. No, same mask, same guy.
Can I interview you guys?
I don't know, we're not very smart. You can interview her.
So, you guys are obviously Oregonians, get the hat on. Yeah. Where are you coming from today? If you want to say, you don't have to say.
Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy.
Oh, it came all the way down from Sandy, right on. What made you want to come out to this today?
Sick of the bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want a fair election, and in my mind, there's no way Joe Biden got more votes than Barack Obama. And there's a lot of other things that I don't really believe. I just want to see proof. I just want 4 more years.
Yeah.
I don't want Joe Biden. I don't want Antifa, Black Lives Matter. I just want America again.
Me too. I want someone that's going to bring in and cut the division. And Joe seems like he's going to push some really divisive policies. And Trump might have hit his division too, but he's going to push law and order, which is inclusive in itself. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I see $10 a gallon for gas, you know. I see mask mandates and shutdowns, and I see more suicides. I see more people losing their business. I see more bankruptcies. I see a lot of bad in the future.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Queen ordering lockdown on Wednesday?
Oh man, I'm so sick of it. If all these measures were going to help, they would have helped the first time around. It's a virus. It's going to run its course. It's just like part of being human.
You know, and then to the other side of that coin, they say, you know, well, if people would just follow the lockdown, that we'd get over this. Well, they didn't follow the lockdown in March, so why do you think they're going to follow it now, you know? I don't know.
It's not, the destruction isn't worth it. Kids being at home, I got a kid at home trying to do online school, that's a disaster.
Super
she
stressful.
Does probably like 3 or 4 more hours of school a day than normally when she goes to school.
Because she has to teach herself.
Yeah, it's just, it's not good. The social isolation isn't good.
You know, she doesn't get to see her friends every day, you know, and I think maybe she's getting a little depressed, sleeping a lot, you know. She gets up, she does her schoolwork, but after that, it's like, what is there to look forward to in life? You know, do I get to go run and play at the park with my friends? Or, you know, where we're from, the parks are still shut down. I mean, there's signs. Cops will come run you out, you know, and it's just ridiculous.
I think, obviously, I've been to a lot of Back to Blue events, but I'm also kind of outspoken and you can't pin me down on a lot of things that one side or the other. I'm pretty upset at these police officers. We're out there backing them for these crazy laws the politicians are doing and how they're getting treated by the rioters, and that's nonsense. They need to stop obeying their oaths and stop. When in the world is a police officer obeying his oath when he's keeping little children from playing in a park? Like, that's up to their parents whether they want to make those decisions or not. It blows me away that these officers are enforcing these laws.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but, you know, you see internet videos of people getting arrested for not wearing a mask, but, you know, they end up blaming it on a trespass because they don't want you there, you know, which is all the same damn thing in my opinion.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's I talked to an officer yesterday that said that's what he said. He wouldn't enforce any of those kind of laws, but he would enforce the trespass law, which you're getting trespassed for not wearing a mask. But yeah, it drives me crazy. I cannot believe that these things are being enforced, and our officers need to remember that they took an oath to us and to our country, not to their paycheck.
Yeah.
So.
You know, everyone's worried about Joe Biden winning and this world becoming communist and all that. It's like, listen, we're almost there already.
Yeah.
You know, they that Kayleigh McEnany, you know, they stopped her press briefing on several news channels because they didn't like what she was saying. You know, that you know, you're trying to make me see what you want me to see. Why don't you just fucking do your job and show me the truth?
Did you see where all the news outlets silenced? They turned the mic down on President Trump and started talking over him when he was giving a press briefing? President Trump, they were talking over the president.
No, I didn't see
and
that.
And they were saying that he's making infactual claims, so they're going to just stop him. Yeah, look it up on the internet later, dude.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane. It was not just one outlet, it was all of them while he was talking. He was talking about, I believe it was election fraud, and they're saying, whoa, he's making infactual claims, I can't let him do this. I'm like, who do you think you are? That's the president. He can't talk. Like, we can't listen to what...
There's no respect for the office.
It's insane.
You know, and even if Joe Biden gets in, I'm not going to go around crying and screaming he's not my president, you know, but deep inside I fucking don't like it. But I'm not going to go burn shit down and, you know, sorry about the language, dang it.
How are you guys doing? Has the COVID lockdowns and the economy, has that affected you financially, personally? Or is your job okay next week?
Yeah.
All right, you're in a lucky group then.
The only thing that's really affected us is the grandparents don't want to take our kids, So we don't get as much, you know, private time as we used to.
Right on.
Other than that, we're doing all right. I still don't know one person that has COVID.
I had it. It wasn't that bad. It was like a flu without diarrhea or vomit. I felt really achy. I was really tired. I had a fever really bad one day, and I got out of breath really easily.
Oh, trust me, we know. We're fans.
Yeah, that was okay. All right. Well, now you know one. Now you know one.
I feel like a stalker. Like, we already know, dude.
Yeah, we already know.
Right on.
Oh. So what's your next event? Why didn't you go to Washington, D.C.? You hear they arrested a whole bunch of people for drinking?
Oh, yeah?
In D.C., I was watching the black conservative preachers feed last night, and they tried to shut down a restaurant, and then the cops were just arresting people for having open containers.
Because of COVID, you know, they're
outside.
drinking on the sidewalk, you know.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of conservatives are drinking on the sidewalk, and the cops came in and arrested like a dozen of them.
They had like a Trump party going on type thing, so I don't know. It was stupid.
I was gonna go. I didn't hear about it until about a week ago, and the travel events I lose money on them. I don't. They're just a drain financially. So I was like, do I want to go to this one? It would be a good one to go to. And I finally decided to, like 2 days ago, and I bought the tickets. I went through Expedia. Expedia had some kind of computer glitch and gave me the wrong flight home.
Again,
like,
you know.
Well, no, we'll fix it. They're like, you'll have to wait a day, and they wanted me to fly there, and then they'd fix it. And I was like, I know how that works. That's going to cost me an extra $400.
Yeah.
And so it was. I didn't want to like double the money down and book another flight to someone else until the money came back. So I just like, oh well, I think that's a sign. So I decided to just come to this one.
Yeah.
Because I wanted
any
to meet
word
you
on how
two.
many people showed up?
What?
Any word on how many people showed up?
I don't know. I was watching. I was trying to see some of the streams. It was the cell towers were so overloaded there today that most of the streamers aren't able to stream well.
Yeah.
I know BC Preacher was having a hard time. American
Super
Revolution
choppy.
2.0 so that he couldn't do it. But everything that I saw looked like there was a large turnout.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about my gloves? I had to find gloves at the last minute over here because it was cold, and these were the only ones I could find. And so
Nice.
so I turned them inside out so I can hide them while I'm grabbing things. All right, I'm gonna go try to see if the GOP chairperson's still here and see if I can get an interview with them.
All right, be safe, brother.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Together and get an action plan, and so we're gonna fight. And with that, with the fight, with the F in the fight, we're gonna fight for freedom. We're gonna fight for our right to assemble in faith and defend our faith. We're gonna fight for our families, right? And our ability to help them get the education that they need and deserve. We're gonna promote independence. We're independent pioneer spirit. Look at the top of this Capitol, the pioneer. This land was settled by strong, hardy people, and that spirit is still here, and that's what resides in you and I. We need to increase awareness, and friends, the media, I'm glad to see the media's here. You have not been our friends. You've been complicit in causing chaos and confusion and trouble, not only in Oregon, but all over the United States and all over the world. And guess what? You're gonna lose this election. You're losing. Fox News, you're losing. You're losing. And so, media, if you're truly here and you're a journalist, please do your job. Do your job, because you need to report all the facts and let the people decide. It's time. And so how we can take a stand, friends, no more. When there's an election and there are candidates, I don't care what party they're with, they have a right for the media to let people know who the candidates are. When you have candidates that don't get time with the media, that's wrong. We need to be on them in Portland, in the media, and we need to be writing them, we need to be calling them, we need to be saying, hey, I want to hear about this story, or you're out. Are you ready to take that kind of stand? Shut the TV off and go to those sources like News Talk Radio and Newsmax News and these other places, right? Let's start working together and let's march away from social media. Go to new platforms like Parler. You can find me at Good Morning Stacey Ann at Parler. Let's get away from these social media. And Gab, okay, let's find these other platforms. And Fox News, it's called Fix News, I think. The fix is on. So going down, so faith, we're gonna fight, and we have grit here in Oregon. You know what grit means? It's having courage to do those things no one else will do. Who's willing to run for office and take a leadership position? Who's willing to step forward and do those tough things? We got to have some grit here. The other thing I want to share is take action. We need to work together. How many people didn't know about this until the last minute? Right? And you know people who would be here if they knew, right? We need to take action, we need to stay connected, and we need to do these things. And so I've been very fortunate to put together a phone number. If you want to know about these rallies in the future, you want to stay connected, you want to know good
started filming the riots a couple months ago because the news was lying about it. I go by Bill and report. When you get a chance, when you're done with these guys, can I talk to you for a second? Sure.
541-241-192. 541-241-7192. Text the word Trump, and I'll get that, and we'll put a list together, and we'll start a strategic plan where we can move forward and make sure that this doesn't happen again. We're ready to go forward, and I know you are too. Here's one wrap-up thought, and I know you've heard this before. It's by Edmund Burke. The only thing necessary for triumph over evil is for good men to do nothing. It's time to step up, friends. And with that, I wish you a wonderful afternoon. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
All right, guys, again, that was Stacey Ann from KSLM. So again, just real quick, this is Defeat the Steal, and we are here to be heard. We are here to stand our ground and bring integrity back into the system. I had Eric Post said it perfectly. The need for patriotism versus partisanship, and making sure that those changes occur for us to be able to do so. We are going to be taking an intermission real quick. Again, we've got my brother's keeper over there in the corner doing the food. That is donations only, so I'll have somebody go around with those buckets again in a minute, and then we will come back with the final speech. Enjoy the music.
I don't even bother monetizing my streams anymore.
I was raised up to believe in the good old USA. It makes my heart swell up with pride when I see old glory wave. If you don't love it, leave it. Ain't no need to put it down. There's a line that you don't cross, and I'm telling you right now. I don't start no shit, won't be none. These colors, they don't run. Why don't you try to burn this one? My love for that red, white, and blue, I take it to my grave. I stand up and salute to the good old USA. Your daddy should have bent you over his knee and busted your ass, son. You and your buddies think you're tough. Why don't you try to burn this one? Kids these days don't understand. Freedom still ain't free. The price was paid by the men who died, so we can all live in peace. All your bitching and complaining about the things that you don't have, it's out there if you want it. Just gotta get off of your ass. Don't start no shit, won't be none. These colors, they don't run. Why don't you try to burn this one? My love for that red, white, and blue, I take it to my grave. I stand up and salute to the
Hey folks, anybody find a set of keys, bring them over here to the sound booth. Attention, anybody find a set of keys, please bring them over to the sound booth.
Why don't you try to burn this one?
Standing around here, I'm trying to get an interview with the Oregon chairman of the Republican Party. Hopefully I'll get that here in a minute.
I stand up and salute to the good old USA. Your daddy should have bent you over his knees, busted your ass, son. You and your buddies think you're tough. Burn this one. Why don't you try to burn this one?
Where are my flowers at? Come on, you're gonna make me go around.
Two sides to every story. That's what we that simple, and things aren't that clear. Hey guys.
Antifa? Yeah, or some or BLM in this case here. I just had somebody restream me with a negative narrative and everything, and one of the guys over there pulls my backpack thinking I was that Angela ACAB, and
oh yeah,
like nope, no, I'm not her. And then it is like, of course she's not her, you know. Like,
no, I don't know.
It's just probably harder to do, I would imagine. I don't know.
Oh, I think you can do it. I just I don't know. I just haven't looked out for it. I know they used to stream me when I was in there in the riots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you're out there doing that stuff, but they're looking for a negative version or whatever, you know. When I was looking at the Proud Boys up there, she took pictures of the Proud Boys, put her own little narrative on it. I'm like, come on, grow up. If you want to get out here and film yourself, you know.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
I know.
Still your work.
I know, it's like right there. Well, also, if you are friends with Black Rebel or whatever, I think he knows, but send him that same message to join my group or whatever. Okay. I sent him with your Facebook, but he's probably busy doing something.
All right.
He was here last week, though.
Yeah, he was. The only person here today in that group is Skyler. Everybody else is not here.
Did you see that one guy the other day, whatever, behind enemy lines or whatever, that went down to Portland the other day in his car?
Who?
Behind enemy lines.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's a little bit crazier than you or me, you know? I don't like that method myself, but...
Remember where you've been, that's the way I see it, I'm a simple man. I'm the kind of guy that wouldn't harm a mouse. If I catch somebody breaking in my house, I got a 12-gauge shotgun waiting on the other side. So don't go pushing me against my will. I don't know I have to fight you, but I damn sure will if you don't.
I guess I'll just wait until afterwards. I'm gonna have to try to get an interview with him when the music's not playing, so that it doesn't demonetize it when I load that interview up. Pretty much shutting down.
Alligators, rattlesnakes, and bugs do.
Proud Boys over here in the group.
Hey, miss.
I'm Bill Report. I don't know if you've
Hi,
heard of me.
I have heard of you.
Can I interview you real quick?
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience your name?
It's Megan Marie.
Megan Marie.
Yeah.
And you kind of set up a couple of these, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. What position do you have with the Proud Boys?
Actually, I have no position with the Proud Boys. They're just fellow Patriots.
Are you like a PR person with them? Because I think at their Delta Park you spoke too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
Just friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
friends. All right. Did you help organize this event?
This one is actually mine.
Yeah?
This one is mine. Yeah, they came to support me. This was my event, not in affiliation with any organization or group, just trying to get a bunch of people together, and they helped me out with it.
All right. What was your goal for today?
Just to get people together, to be heard, to have a good time, positivity, no violence, no arrests, no negativity, just everybody having a good time and being proud for Americans and getting we need the revote to be redone. It's not accurate, we're being cheated, and that's not how our world should be working. So just wanted to bring people out here, talk about integrity again, and have everybody wave their flags.
What's your background? Are you average citizen, politician, or a hopeful?
Just an average citizen
Yeah?
trying to make a difference. I'm a single mom of 3 kids, and I want to stand for something.
Right on.
Made some mistakes in my life, and this is my way of doing something different.
Great. I think we can all relate to that. Like, it's like trying to turn things around and make it better.
Yeah, where I can.
Are you involved in creating the event for next week?
No, I'm gonna try and see. They just asked me if I would help coordinate it, but that is, I believe, the silent majority's event.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Can I interview you?
Huh?
Can I interview you?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah? All right. Let me put that in the background a little bit more. Trying to get that music out of the background. So, just remember, we're on the internet, so say what you want to say and don't say what you don't want to say. Are you an actual Proud Boy, or are you just wearing their colors?
I'm Pledge right now.
Pledge? Okay, right on. Hey, what's your name?
Wolf. They just call me Wolf.
Okay, right on. What made you want to come out here today?
My sister put on the event, so I came out to hang out with her.
Right there? Yep. Oh, okay, I just spoke to her.
We watch out for each other, so.
Right on. What made you want to join the Proud Boys?
You know, I heard a lot about them, and after a while I realized most of what you hear in the media is fake about them, and I've been out here running with the Patriots since 2016, and most of the time that's what was behind me was yellow and black, so I made my stand with them.
I haven't seen any of the bad press or the rumors to be true so far, so I've been pretty reluctant to believe those things, because they're a rowdy bunch, but they're just guys.
We're a drinking club with a patriotism problem. We're a little rowdy.
Close this thing down.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Good to see you, Billy.
Shout out, huge to the Proud Boys. This thing I'm standing on, the things behind me, the security, their aura, they're just freaking awesome. I love them to pieces. So Proud Boys, Brad, Jeremy, Robert, everybody that came out to help with that. My brother's keeper, Sean Tolan from Film Trek Productions. All the speakers that came, amazing. You guys all donated. It was awesome. It was a beautiful event where we got to come and stand together and be heard. I really appreciate you coming out. And again, I just want to point out that I said earlier that there's nothing wrong in the world that what's right can't fix. And that's something that we did today by coming out here and making a difference and being heard. So I hope to see you guys all out here. I will be doing more events, and we got to go bigger next time, because this wasn't big enough. I got to go bigger. So suck it, Kate Brown. We can't stand you. Trump 2020, no Sleepy Biden is allowed here, and we are going to defeat the steal of America. Thank you, everybody.
If I can get two quick interviews here real quick, and then maybe a couple citizen interviews, and we'll see what happens here.
It's not that simple. Nobody's gonna stop
All right, we'll stay dry more.
Hi, sir.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm an anonymous reporter, not streamer. I go by Bill and Report. I've been reporting. I started out reporting inside the riots, and I've been reporting these events for the last couple months. Can I just ask you who you are and what your organization is? All right. What's your name, sir?
Well, I'm former State Representative Jeff Krupp.
I am just now getting into politics because of all the crazy stuff that's been happening in the last couple months.
So I served 8 years in the House of Representatives here. I served with the governor, and I know her well, and I don't approve of many of her ideas, and certainly of what she's doing right now in this lockdown, if you will, this 2-week freeze, which will result in other things, in my opinion. So, you know, they're canceling Thanksgiving, and the next thing will be canceling Christmas. So what we're going to do is I work with a group of pastors and churches, and we're going to be here on December 20th, 5 days before Christmas, here, and we're going to bring a bunch of churches together, and we're going to protest by singing Christmas carols. Okay, so we're not gonna let Kate or anybody else cancel Christmas for us, just like we're not gonna let her cancel Thanksgiving. So we're here to stand for our liberties. That's what it's all about. So glad to be here.
Do you have an organization right now, or is it just your name?
No, it's just me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's just me.
And were you the one announcing the overpass?
Yes, yeah.
And that was
that's We the People of Lane County, which is just kind of an ad hoc group that I guess has come together. I don't really know who they are, other than I've been driving around the Eugene Springfield area with a lot of Trump supporters in my pickup with flags and so forth, just to make it very clear to everybody that we're not giving up, and we're not going to give up. Liberty is too important. So,
what would you say to all the Oregonians that are kind of feeling helpless at the things that Kate Brown's putting into play, the things that Ted Willie's putting into play, the riots, and then there's been large movements trying to get Kate Brown out of office, and it doesn't seem people are feeling helpless.
So what I would say to people who are feeling helpless in Oregon right now is don't give up, number one. Okay, never give up. The second thing is because she is, and Ted Wheeler are who they are as really regressive totalitarian Marxists, is how I view them, is their ideas are going to continue to damage people's lives. Okay, and at some point, those people are going to wake up to that. That's why you don't give up. Because at some point, we will once again become the majority in this state. People who believe in liberty, who are not afraid to take a stand. And that's our hope for the future. At some point, again, people in Oregon say, we've had enough. Okay, we've done it before, and it'll happen again. And I don't think it's far from now. I really don't. With locking down for Thanksgiving, locking down for Christmas, which is I predict is what will happen, people are just going to say, And that will, down the road, it'll transfer into the change of political power in the state. It's not going to happen overnight, but people have to be engaged. Okay, they need to pray, first of all, they need to be engaged, number two. And number three is they need to help people see the light. And you do that not by arguing with people, but by having those meaningful conversations about liberty, because that's the basis of it all.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Happy to spread the love and the message of liberty.
All right, thank you for your time.
You bet.
Have a good day.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Just look at the rallies. I like, point that out to people. It's just, if you haven't seen the Trump rallies, we had, Trump rallies in Portland. 50,000 people. Pushing 100,000 people. There's car rallies in New York, Arizona, throwing 100 miles. Who has ever had a 100-mile car rally for going for president? And you see the Biden rallies, and they're like 20 people. I know. How's it possible? You know, it's like tell people, look, doesn't it just not add up? Doesn't it just look kind of suspicious just based on that? And the media's telling you, don't believe what your eyes are seeing.
Nothing to look at here.
Listen to us, let me tell you. That's what the media's doing. The media's saying, don't believe your eyes, believe what we're telling you.
Think about this scenario. So let's say in the Electoral College on December 5. Well, if certain states...
Pretty much over, guys. I'm just trying to get an interview with Bill Curran, GOP leader of Oregon, chairman.
Basically, the court's going to let certain play out.
Yeah, it's almost like you figure out.
I think it's technically something
The electors vote, man. When do the electors vote?
December sometime. I think it's December 5. Oh, 5. Yeah.
And so
if they can't decide. Yeah. If there's not enough votes for somebody to get 270.
Okay, but if there is, then it's all over December 5 once the electors vote, and if there is a winner that way, then that's it?
That could be it.
Yeah.
That could be it.
But what if there's still the fraud and the conditioning and the fraudulently electors elect Biden, and we still fight it after that?
Or something like that, become unfaithful?
No, I don't know. I mean, if
so the electors
actually elect Biden,
well, the only way they
could still fight
the
and
only way
expose
that,
the
yes,
fraud
because
and show that it's illegitimate.
Well, what happens then is that normally the electors cast their vote based on a popular vote.
Right.
But if there's a problem,
But they don't have to, right?
If there's a problem with the popular vote in a given state, the legislature has the authority to direct the elector to vote in a certain way.
Okay.
Now think about how the state legislators are controlled.
Swing states, the legislatures are actually Republicans or whatever. So that's a good thing.
That's where
it goes to the House of Representatives. So the electors control the majority. Exactly. So if things are a mess, the electorate can still vote for Trump because that's how
under law they have to be faithful to the popular vote or to the direction of the legislature.
Okay, I didn't know that. Right. But if the electors elect Biden, can we still be fighting all this fraud and exposing it and undoing it?
Well, they would have to violate their own state laws to get to that point. So yeah, then the Supreme Court would be involved. The Supreme Court can only enforce law, right? They can't make law. Well, they're not supposed to make law, right?
Right.
So they can only enforce law.
Right. But I'm not dragging with
and not enforce, interpret.
But so if the electors elect Biden, we still know it was a massive election fraud that got him in, that caused it to happen. And so we still need to fight that and expose that. And I think at this point, I don't know, if he actually got in, then he would have control of everything.
I don't think they're not going to elect anybody because there's fraud and there's, right.
It's split to where, those Georgia and Pennsylvania, Michigan, all that stuff, they can't have their electors say, hey, we're going about this, because that violates their understanding and their legislative body. Right. So they're not going to do that.
Right. I guess
so at that point, when it comes down to December, if it's still undecided, it goes to the House of Representatives.
Yeah. I guess I'm just trying to figure.
That's how.
I better.
Yeah. All right. Good talking with you. Take care.
So you're taking off?
No, that's how it works.
You know, I'm just wondering if we can still legally fight and expose the fraud and undo the election if the election ever needs
All right. I'll draw on you. It's either that or coffee. One of the two.
That's right. I've already been over there 3 times. They don't have any. They just got their filters. They did?
Oh my God.
But I'm just across the road.
Let me talk to this gentleman for a second and then...
Good to see you. I'll see you around.
Hi, I'm an anonymous reporter.
Okay.
I started streaming the riots when they broke out in Portland. I went up and streamed and chopped. And then I started just doing this continually because it was blowing my mind how the story that I was seeing was so different than the media was seeing. So I'm the alternative media that you were talking about. And I just love to hear, I'm starting to learn about politics just because I'm sick of all the chaos I'm seeing, so I've never really been that kind of person before. And a lot of my audience I'm live streaming right now. And then I'll probably put this interview up on Common Sense Conservative.
Okay.
He's got a big news platform in Oregon.
Okay.
Can you just tell us who you are?
Is that Facebook?
Common Sense Conservative?
Common Sense Conservative. He's on Facebook, but he does YouTube. He's got like
Okay.
a 500,000 viewers on a lot of his stuff. So
I like your
yeah.
covering there.
Thank you. I'm anonymous. I still, the Antifa and Black Lives Matter have still yet to find out who I am. So
Even though you wear that?
Well, I wear this at this event, but my face is not known. So
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So can you tell us who you are?
My name is Bill Courier. I'm chairman of the Oregon Republican Party.
And you seem to have some pretty strong opinions about media.
Well, I think the media has been complicit in spreading a false narrative about this election, and they are complicit in deceiving, if not at least confusing the American public as to what constitutes an election. For example, they are going with the story that Biden is the president-elect. They're talking in those terms. Well, the Electoral College hasn't even voted, so he cannot be the president-elect. That is a false term, that's a false narrative, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to set the American people up to suspect Trump of trying to steal the election from Biden rather than the other way around. This is a major fraud on the American people happening in multiple states. It's huge. There's thousands of witnesses, thousands of cases being reported. This is going to go to court. It is going to be resolved, and they are going with a narrative that's completely false. For example, they're saying there's no evidence or there's nothing to see here, move along. But there's clearly plenty of evidence that there's been fraud. So they're just trying to fool the American people, and for that they should be ashamed of themselves. And they cannot call themselves journalists.
It's rare that we're hearing, I understand that you're the chairperson, but it's rare that we hear political people just flat out calling stuff out like this, and I really appreciate that. Are you running for any state offices right now, or do you plan to?
No. I'm just trying to bring people together to fight against this fraud and to restore the values that made America great and made Oregon great, since this is my state. I have no desire or intention to run for office, but I do have a desire to see us not go down the tube, into the shithole of socialism.
How do people that aren't political or have not been political, or young people, how do they get involved with the Republican Party?
There's many ways. I mean, most often people get involved with their local county party, but what I think is most important right now is not to join the party, but to get involved. Meaning, if you were interested in joining a church, you would go and you would visit and you would hang out with people and rub shoulders and kind of find out how things are, how people get along and interact and so on. I think people should get involved with a cause that they care about. If protecting our Constitution, if protecting the integrity of this election is important, get involved, contribute, speak out, talk to everybody you know, contribute financially if you have the ability. But don't look at the party as your savior. The party is nothing more than a group of people that are coming together to put forward principles and to work together towards a common objective. Sometimes we're strong, sometimes we're not. In some states we're stronger than others. Oregon is very blue. It's controlled. All three branches of government are controlled by liberals and the Democrats. And I should say by people bent on socialism, because a lot of them aren't just, the typical Democrat. They are looking to take us down a path of socialism. So I'm saying to people, it's not so important that you join a party. I do want people to become Republican, because then we can work together, but it's most important that you get involved with a cause that you care about.
One final question: what can citizens in Oregon do as far as these seemingly unconstitutional laws that are destroying their livelihoods?
Well, they got to speak out. They got to band together. We got to look outward and not point the guns inward on each other. When we're the underdog here in Oregon, it's easy for us to start blaming each other and going, well, you need to do more, you need to do more. We can't have that attitude. Each and every one of us has to have the individual attitude of, I'm going to do everything I can to protect this republic in this state and for this nation. So that's what they can do, is they can speak out. They can be unafraid to be conservative and to speak about it. They can be unafraid to stand up and be counted. There's a count going on right now of ballots, but what we really need is a count of Americans who are willing to stand up and fight. That's the count that's most important.
All right, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I got soggy hands, so I won't shake your hand. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. All right, guys, I think that is about it for me. How you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good, man. How about you?
Pretty good. I recognize you.
Yeah, I did an interview with you at the church.
At Eugene?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody thought I was Antifa?
Yeah. Well, now we can tell you're not.
Are you live?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the
That's
Steve.
beautiful.
It's kind of like Steve's logo. Huh?
Fuck Antifa.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, bro.
Uh-oh.
There you go, Megan. Here, just toss them in here. Toss them in here.
Hey.
I actually
Hey.
had an American flag bandana on that day.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, huh?
What oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody say they're like, oh, you're wearing that wrong or something that day? I
Yeah,
feel
it
like
was
I
an
remember
American
saying
flag bandana, and he was mad that the flag was being used that way or it was pointing the wrong way. I don't know.
that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks
It
great
was a
to me.
bandana.
Glad to see ya.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Take it easy. Okay, I think this is it for me, guys. It's getting cold and nasty and wet. Cowboys don't usually like to do too many interviews, so over there. I think I'm gonna call it, guys. That's about it. I'm tired of wet. I'm hungry. Everybody's hungry. I think that's it. I'll sit here and look at the chat just for a minute. If there's anything they want to say or ask before I go. Thank you. What she face? Thanks, Curtimus. Thanks for modding NK, appreciate that, man. Hello, how you doing?
Monica.
Monica?
Yeah.
Can I interview you?
No, am I live right
Yes.
now? Oh my god. Welcome to Salem.
Thank you.
I'm from Portland. I was very excited to see that.
The Antifa elk?
Yeah.
The nightmare elk?
Yeah, the Nightmare Elk is now property of the Patriots. Very nice.
Yeah. Are you Monica on one of my platforms?
Yeah.
So I'm meeting you in person?
Yeah.
Which platform?
Well, YouTube mostly.
YouTube?
Facebook as well.
Right on. Well, nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
You too.
Yeah.
Hi.
So what did you think about this today?
I got here late. I mostly came down for In-N-Out and figured Salem's close by, so I'd stop by.
Me and my buddy ate In-N-Out on the way out last week.
Nice. Yeah. Good times. Was there a lot of people here?
Yeah, there was a couple hundred to start out, 200 to 300, and then it was a pretty good turnout for how wet it is.
The woman who hosted it,
Uh-huh.
what is her name?
You know, I just interviewed her and she told me, and then I had to go back to the video because I'm horrible with names. But she's pretty nice. You can go say hi to her. She'll talk to you.
Yeah, oh, she just got in her truck to
I don't
leave,
think they're
so
leaving. I think she's just being warm.
She's very wet.
They've got a U-Haul behind her, so she's definitely not moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate everything you do out here. It definitely brings out a lot of us.
Thank you.
To come to the rallies. And
That
support
encourages
the
me because
Patriots.
I want people to come out to these more.
We need a lot more people. Every time I go, there's just not a lot of people. I went to Jay's Memorial
Yeah.
in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people there, but we need more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was I was somewhere with Preacher, I think either New York or Louisville when that happened, so we didn't get to go to Jason Memorial, the big one.
I remember. Yeah, it was nice. Everybody that got together, there was a lot of singing and a lot of support. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of good interviews today.
We got a handful, yeah. I talked to a couple official, political type people.
Uh-huh.
That gentleman over there is the chairperson for the chairman of the Oregon Republican Party, and then
Bill.
Yeah, Bill right there. Yeah, just spoke to him. Yeah. Had a few good interviews with citizens. I like doing those a lot. This is her brother that you were just talking about.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're very active. Is she hosting the thing today? The rally?
Yeah, this was her event today, and then Proud Boys came out to help her out with it. So, yeah.
Lots of guns.
Where you want to meet her?
Yeah.
Hey,
I like meeting all the people. He's leaving. End of the day.
Well, I'll walk up there with you if you're shy. Otherwise, I'm sure she's very approachable.
I'm not too shy. I want her to get warm. I talked to her for a minute over there. I'm gonna go buy a Trump flag.
Yeah.
So she was over there. She's very friendly.
Yeah.
I heard there's a road parade.
Yeah.
Next
Well,
weekend.
An overpass thing. So
Okay.
all the overpasses they're saying from like Portland to Eugene, they're hoping for is to get them all covered with Trump flags. People
Huh.
standing there. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that Stop the Pause?
Yeah, that's what she said that they were calling it.
Okay.
So, yep.
Yeah, it's really nice to be out here in the community.
It's nice that you came out in this nasty weather.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, well, when you're up in the Northwest, do what you gotta do.
Well, I'm ending my stream now. I'm going to do my closing chat real quick and get out of here.
Flag.
Are you okay? All right, bye.
Yeah.
Have a good day, you guys. You too, brother.
So, closing out, you guys. If there's anything else anybody wants to say real quick, I'll listen to that, but I'm going to get out of here. I'm good. There's nobody here. I'm sneaky. Thank you, though. You out of here? Okay, though. Yeah, me too. My feet are all soggy and cold. Yeah. I have fresh socks in my trunk, but I don't have fresh shoes, so I'll be soft driving anyway. Yeah, you too, man. Nice to meet you. See you later. Like my gloves? I couldn't, they were the only ones that I could find, so I turned them inside out. Yeah, no thanks. See ya. There's a bicycle cop, guys. Nasty day to be a bicycle cop. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for me. I'm out. Thank you, Voodoo Girl. Oh, there's Voodoo Girl. Voodoo Girl, I'm gonna make you a mod. You've been in here consistently. So you're a moderator now, Voodoo Girl. So I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna get a bowl of chili and walk back to my car. And if anybody is watching this and or watching it later, if you'd like to be a mod, I kind of got to like know your name just by remembering you in here over and over, or see you on other platforms and interact with you. And but if you'd like to, just send me an email at thevillainreport@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter or Facebook in the DMs. But that's going to be it for me. Have a good one, sir. Thank you. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you later. Bye. Thank you, Beauty Girl.